Festivities. We have kitchen design, countertops, cabinets, flooring, and even a new 1,200 square foot sleep studio with brands such as Stearns & Foster, Sealy, and Tempur-Pedic. 304-267-7251, 360 Hack Wilson Way in Martinsburg. We price match the big box stores, and we give back to our local community. Orsini's.com.
When you've been in a wreck, you're hurting, you're confused, the insurance company's calling you.
Insurance companies are not your friend. They have a duty to their shareholders, not to you. That's why you need to call us to make sure that you are maximizing what you are entitled to.
We've recovered over $100 million for our clients. Every case is different, no result is guaranteed. But one thing's for sure, we'll treat you like family.
See that Honda badge? It reveals more than the Ridgeline's maker. It's a testament to endurance and Honda ingenuity. So when the terrain ahead is full of challenges, brace yourself. The Honda Ridgeline is about to amaze you. Rise to the challenge with the rugged performance of the Honda Ridgeline.
Miller Honda, south of Winchester, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty. www.mymillerhonda.com.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move, mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent in Martinsburg is Smallwood & Small Insurance. Get a quote at smallwoodandsmall.com.
Erie Insurance.
Conveniently located at 440 Williamsport Pike in Martinsburg, Sunset Car Wash's staff specializes in keeping your car clean. From our famous 3-minute cloth wash to our touchless automatic and 6 self-serve bays. We offer whatever preference you have for your car wash needs. If your vehicle could talk, it would say, "Take me to Sunset Car Wash." That's Sunset Car Wash at 440 Williamsport Pike in Martinsburg. Locally owned and operated. Ollie's VIP Northside is the best local spot to catch all of your favorite high school, college, and pro sports, or to hang out with friends. Ollie's has a great beer and cocktail menu, along with a food menu that will blow you away. Ollie's offers multiple TVs to watch the game of your choice from anywhere at the bar, or their outdoor patio with cornhole and fire pit. So stop by and see for yourself today at 36 Veronica Drive in Martinsburg. That's Ollie's VIP Northside. We'll see you for the game. The Mid-Atlantic Group has been serving the area's insurance needs for 40 years. We are an independent insurance agency, therefore we can offer insurance from many insurance companies, find the right coverage at the right price with easy payment plan. Located at 201 West Martin Street in Martinsburg, the Mid-Atlantic Group is easily accessible from Morgan, Jefferson, and Berkeley County. To set up an appointment with a local insurance professional, give them a call today at 304-267-8989. That's the Mid-Atlantic Group at 201 West Martin Street in Martinsburg. Let them help insure you today.
The following sports special is a broadcast presentation of Talk Radio WRNR Martinsburg.
Dear Lord, the battles we go through life.
Dear Lord, the battles we go through life.
We ask for a chance to fair.
We ask for a chance to fair.
Chance to equal our strife. Chance to do it there.
Chance to do it there.
We should win.
We should win.
Let it be by the code.
Let it be by the code.
Faith and honor held high.
Faith and honor held high.
We should lose.
We should lose.
Stand by the road.
Stand by the road.
Cheers, the winners go by.
Cheers, the winners go by.
Day by day.
Day by day.
We get better and better.
We get better and better.
So we can't beat.
We can't beat.
Boom, beat.
Who let the dogs out? It's time for the excitement of West Virginia high school football, featuring the AAA Martinsburg Bulldogs. To get you ready for today's play-by-play action, we'll bring you interviews, in-depth analysis, and important game information on the pregame show. So let's get things started by going to the stadium and join our Talk Radio WRNR broadcast team.
10.
And a very pleasant good evening, everyone, and welcome in to Coburn Field, where tonight it is week 6 of the high school football season and homecoming for the Martinsburg Bulldogs. They are here at Coburn Field for just the second time this season. They'll only have 4 home games, 6 on the road, and trying to make the most of this as they will take on the Washington Patriots. Martinsburg looking to remain undefeated, coming in at 5-0, while Washington will come in at 2-3. The Patriots out of nearby Charlestown, West Virginia, set and ready to go for tonight's EPAC matchup. For Talk Radio, WRNR and TV 10 Sports, I'm Matt Miller along with Spencer Dupuis. We've got Isaiah Horner on our upstairs camera, Harry Brown down on the sideline along with our sideline reporter Colin McLaughlin. Donna Schaffner is our on-site producer, and back at the studio, our engineer is Nick Verzolini. An absolutely beautiful evening for high school football in a matchup of a Martinsburg team that looks to continue to push towards the postseason, a favorite again to compete for a state championship, and Spencer against a Washington team that is continuing to build and to grow.
Yeah, building and growing, and what they're trying to build around the offense they're running. They're running that wing T-style offense, which is not really seen typically much anymore, but there's a couple now in the EPAC that are running it. And a couple weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, I believe now, they had a COVID situation, lost a lot of players. The next week when they came back, didn't have many players, but they're trying to get back in the win column. It's been since week 1 when they got the Thursday night opening win that we had.
Yeah, they got that win in the opener against Hedgesville by a 20-0 final. Very solid defensive effort in that one and controlled the football on offense, something you know they would like to do in this one. Then came the COVID forfeit in week 2, a game that was scheduled to be at Spring Mills. The Cardinals awarded the victory in that one, so that put Washington at 1-1. Then came a tough 21-0 loss at Frankfort. And you look at that defensive effort, holding Frankfort to 21 points, pretty good. That's a program that typically scores a lot of points but just never got the offense going. It was 2 weeks ago. They suffered a 35-14 loss at home against Independence, and just last weekend a home victory over Parkview out of Virginia. 21-12 was the final in that one. So Washington coming in 2 wins and 3 losses, but technically 2-2 on the field. That other loss, that forfeit loss.
Yeah, and I mean that's what Nick and I have been talking about really all week when we were talking about the other matchups in the EPAC, the Spring Mills one. They're really only 1-2 on this season.
Yeah, and they're back on the field today and finally playing at home. I know you got more on that coming up with our check of the area schedule. Meanwhile, for Martinsburg, we mentioned this is only their second home game. They opened with back-to-back road games, a 35-21 win down at Salem, Virginia, then a 56-14 victory at Musselman. Then Sharando came here to town, and Martinsburg scored a 58-7 win. Then came a 26-25 hard-fought victory at Highland Springs, Virginia. And last weekend, after a slow start, leading 21-0 at the half, Martinsburg went on for a 54-6 win at Hedgesville. That has the Bulldogs at 5-0. And Spencer, in that second half, really came out and played more of their game.
Yeah, they really did. And, you know, it kind of looked like in the beginning, it looked like the Hedgesville team was in it. I mean, if they had their kickers, I think you would have seen a deficit that was maybe potentially just 12 points at 21-9.
At the same time, that Martinsburg defense doing a great job not giving up points until late in that one. We'll talk more about that defense that will face a similar style of offense today. Again, a modified version of that single wing coming from the Washington Patriots. Our guys are down on the sideline. See if I can get the attention of Colin McLaughlin as he is standing with a camera. And it looks like at this point I am not quite. Let me give it one more shot to see if we can maybe get Colin on and get an idea of what things are like down on the sidelines as the specialty units are out warming up for Washington, for Martinsburg. The entire team out there just getting in there, stretching lines. Colin, it is a beautiful evening for high school football. What's it like on the field?
Thank you, Matt and Spencer. Yeah, as Matt just said, it is definitely beautiful out here. No wind right now. When that sun comes down, as you can see that I'm squinting right now because it's in my face, it's probably going to be getting a little bit colder throughout the evening, but it's still going to be a great night for football, and look for Washington and Martinsburg to be making some big plays on the field. Back up to you guys.
Colin, thank you very much. Hey, it's supposed to be getting cooler, right? It is October 1st today.
I know. Nick and I were talking about yesterday on the Sports Mix. September ended.
Yep.
Like, it just went by like a flash.
We now reach past the midpoint of the season, right? This is week 6 here tonight. Remember, in West Virginia, 11 weeks to play 10 games for the Washington Patriots. Looking ahead to their schedule, let's see. It looks like they are going to roll right through. Nope, they do have a bye week. In fact, coming next week, then comes Preston, Musselman, Hampshire, and closing with Jefferson. It's Martinsburg who will roll right through 10 straight weeks and then take that usual week off to rest and heal and then get ready for hopefully another long postseason run. All right, our pregame show is brought to you by W. Harley Miller Systems. They provide custom integration services like home and office automation, home theater, networking, audio, video distribution, and more. Give them a call at 304-350-1931 or visit WHMsystems.com. Coming up, it is the check of the area schedule. Let's find out what else is going on around the Eastern Panhandle Athletic Conference. It's West Virginia High School football on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV 10.
W. Harley Miller Systems understands the need and desire for reliable and affordable smart home solutions. Secure your home with a security system and keep a close eye on your family. Automate your home with a Control4 system and have smart technology work as one. Set daily schedules to control your thermostats. Push a button and set the mood for dinner by dimming lights and playing music, or just sit back and enjoy a movie in your own home theater. Put decades of experience to work for you. Visit us at WHMsystems.com or call 304-350-1931.
Ollie's VIP Northside is the best local spot to catch all of your favorite high school, college, and pro sports, or to hang out with friends. Ollie's has a great beer and cocktail menu, along with a food menu that will blow you away. Ollie's offers multiple TVs to watch the game of your choice from anywhere at the bar, or their outdoor patio with cornhole and fire pit. So stop by and see for yourself today at 36 Veronica Drive in Martinsburg. That's Ollie's VIP Northside. We'll see you for the game.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move, mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent in Martinsburg is Smallwood & Small Insurance. Get a quote at smallwoodandsmall.com.
Erie Insurance.
Home Helpers of the Eastern Panhandle, making life easier for you, your family, and especially your loved one who needs care. We offer Direct Link's exclusive line of medical alert systems, monitored 24/7 by CSAA 5 Diamond Certified Care Center, with help at the touch of a button. Free installation and no long-term contracts. Call 304-433-8000 or visit homehelpershomecare.com/panhandle or stop by and see them. They're located on Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg. Each office independently owned and operated.
Welcome back to the W. Harley Miller Systems pregame show as we take a look at the check of the area schedule brought to you by Rock's Local Markets. With convenient locations around the Eastern Panhandle, Rock's fast, fresh, friendly. We will start with Jefferson High School as they are undefeated at 5-0 this season, and head coach Craig Hunter has a phrase that he uses to his team to let them know that they don't want to get ahead of themselves this season.
Pretty much the same thing we've been saying since day one. Stay humble, stay hungry. We know what it's like to be on the other side of this record of 5-0, so keeps us grounded on everything. You know that this can change in a matter of seconds or weeks or days or whatever. So just staying humble and always staying hungry and stay continually fighting after what we're trying to strive for as our team goals and our team goals for the year.
This week they'll face a 2-2 South Hagerstown team, and here's what Coach Hunter thinks about the South Hagerstown team.
They got a little bit of speed, so making sure we contain their speed. Their quarterback is a runner, so just making sure we keep him contained in the pocket, don't let him get loose. He's going to be a read option type of quarterback. Just making sure we go as defensive ends. We go to the place we're supposed to go to, which is we tell him to go to the mesh point and not chase the running back once he hands it off because he may keep it and just run with it.
Coach Hunter thinks that in order for them to get a win, they need to continue what they've been doing all season long.
Just getting after it, just basically trying to dominate up front, executing offensively and defensively of a game plan that we've given the kids this week, making sure we can tackle defensively, keep their quarterback contained in the pocket, and just offensively just make sure we can get the ball to the weapons that we have and give them some space to operate.
We'll now talk about the only EPAC matchup this week as the Hedgesville Eagles travel to Spring Mills, and head coach Matt Fairclough knows that this is a different rivalry than the other EPAC rivalries.
Our kids are ready. You know,
everybody says, us at Musselman, us at Martinsburg are a rivalry. Well, Spring Mills is our rivalry because, that used to be us. I mean, when they did the divide, most of the majority of Spring Mills kids came from Hedgesville. So, our kids are ready for it. They're locked in and they're ready to rock and roll. And our Friday night should be a good one.
After 2 straight losses, following 2 straight wins, head coach Matt Faircloth knows that the competition they faced the last 2 weeks are preparing them for this week and beyond.
Morgantown prepared us for Martinsburg, and I think Morgantown and Martinsburg have prepared us for Spring Mills because, over the last 2 weeks we've seen fast and physical, and the last 2 teams we played have been, Morgantown probably the more physical, but definitely speed-wise, Martinsburg had that by far. But I think those 2 teams have prepared us for what we're getting ready to go into in an EPAC game, big EPAC game, because, at the end of the day, we're looking for a win, they're looking for a win, and we're trying to stay in that playoff contention, or at least that playoff talk, and for us, this is a big one.
Switching over to the Cardinals side of things, head coach Josh Sims knows that in order for his team to win on the offensive side of the ball, they need to stop that big defensive line of Hedgesville.
You got to mix it up a little bit. That's been one of the things, we noticed last year and obviously this year as well, that they got good size up front. They got some big boys and some brawn, so it's one of those things where we got to do our best to, get some guys in space and use our athleticism where we have it. And I'd say also to mainly get them on their heels with getting a lot of movement and really mixing the ball around and spreading it around to, again, our athletes.
Coach Sims knows that for his team defensively, they need to play great, as head coach Matt Faircloth says, alignment assignment football, because this Hedgesville offense can do a lot of versatile things when it comes to lining up in different kinds of sets.
Again, I think the key defensively is we got to win in the trenches. They throw multiple different looks at you, which they are doing a very good job at this year. They can come out in a spread formation, or they can come down in there and get an unbalance and just say we're going to bully you. Kind of the 2 key points of victory for us is winning the battle up front and the trenches, and also just getting aligned correctly defensively. Again, like I said, they throw a real multitude of formations at you, and they're wildly different things. We're going to have a very good game physically, but also we're going to play a very smart game mentally.
One this week with the Musselman Applemen as they travel to take on Morgantown. They're coming off of a bye week, and head coach Brian Thomas knew they had a lot to work on and thought they made a lot of progress.
Yeah, kind of continuing to execute a little bit, just from an offensive perspective. You look at some of the stuff we've been able to do and some of the stuff we've had to do. We've kind of had to evolve our offense a little bit just because of the fact we lost so many quarterbacks. We put an athlete back there in Ray Adamas, and he's got a lot of reps there. So our offense has kind of evolved a little bit with him and done some different things with him. So, we hope that it keeps getting better. With the more reps that you get, I think the better that we will get, that all those guys will get, but also at the same time, every aspect, not just offensively. We got to get better defensively, and we got to get better on special teams. That our game against Sharando, we were lacking in all 3 areas. So, we got to do better stuff on all 3 aspects. So we work all 3 of those aspects in the bye week.
Coach Thomas knows that this Morgantown team can do a lot of different things as they've adjusted their offensive style over the last couple of seasons, and knows that his team's got to come to work this week in order to get a victory.
They're physical. Their head football coach, Sean Bowser, was at Kaiser for so many years. He had a lot of success with just the physicality, and he's kind of brought the same thing to Morgantown. Is that they're really physical. They're unorthodox now with a lot of the wing tee stuff that they do. 10, 15 years ago, that was all you saw, and now nobody runs that wing tee. So now it's a different offense than what it used to be. So just different with their style and their physicality. They're very well coached. They play good assignment football. They haven't won a couple games, but they've also played a pretty tough schedule. They lost to South Charleston and Bridgeport, who are 2 of the better teams in the entire state. So they've played a pretty tough schedule. We're going to have our hands full. It's another tough game. Like I've told you guys before, our entire schedule's tough. So we got to come ready to play every single week.
That was a check of the area schedule brought to you by Rock's Local Markets. With convenient locations around the Eastern Panhandle, Rock's fast, fresh, friendly. Once again, our matchup tonight is Washington at Martinsburg. We will continue to preview that contest coming up next on the W. Harley Miller Systems pregame show. You're listening to West Virginia High School Football on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Nothing's better for celebrating after a tough day on the gridiron than a refreshing beer from the frozen tundra of Rock's Beer Cave. Go ahead. Pour it on, big guy.
The beer was for after the game.
Sorry, cold beer. Get your Rock's cold beer.
Looking to buy a home in the Eastern Panhandle? Having trouble getting your house sold? Then call Chris Ross and the Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams. A Martinsburg High School graduate, Chris knows the local market, and he's proven it as the #1 real estate team in West Virginia in 2019. Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams. Phone 304-579-7349 or go to callchrisross.com. Let's celebrate your real estate milestone together.
Conveniently located at 440 Williamsport Pike in Martinsburg, Sunset Car Wash's staff specializes in keeping your car clean. From our famous 3-minute cloth wash to our touchless automatic and 6 self-serve bays, we offer whatever preference you have for your car wash needs. If your vehicle could talk, it would say, "Take me to Sunset Car Wash." At Sunset Car Wash at 440 Williamsport Pike in Martinsburg, locally owned and operated.
When will I be able to retire? How do I make the most of the money I have? How do I leave a lasting legacy to my loved ones? I'm Philip McCoy, financial advisor with the Mirius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. Call us today at 304-263-4343 to help you make the most of your financial future. Our office is located at 1270 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC.
"30 seconds. $10, roughly. We welcome you back into Coburn Field on the campus of Martinsburg High School, where tonight the Bulldogs have homecoming as they play host to the Washington Patriots out of nearby Charlestown in neighboring Jefferson County. Spencer Dupuis along with Matt Miller. Let's see, Harry Brown is on a sideline camera. So too Colin McLaughlin, Isaiah Horner on our main camera upstairs. Donna Schaffner, our on-site producer. Nick Verzolini is our engineer back at the studio. Our pregame brought to you by W. Harley Miller Systems. And Spencer, time for us to begin to break down the visiting Washington Patriots. It's an offense with that single wing that obviously they want to pound the football. I was told by Coach Simpson that the stats that he was able to share with me were not complete because of some issues with the film from last week's game and breaking down those stats. But what he did give me showed through roughly 3 games, 123 rushing yards, 27 passing yards, and only about 150 total yards. That's the average per game. So their game is clearly ball control, limited possessions, but what that means sometimes is limited points. They're averaging about 13.8 a game, or have scored 55 points through 4 actual games on the field.
Yeah, and, it's just interesting how they're running. They're just not getting a lot of yards per carry. I think we were talking about this on the show this week. Hedgesville seems to be getting 3-4 yards a carry. I don't necessarily know that this Washington team is getting that a carry.
Now, when you look at what that offense is doing right now, then you've got to turn to the defense and say, okay, can you get it done on that side of the football? And certainly they did in that shutout win against Hedgesville. And really, as we mentioned, did a pretty good job of slowing down a Frankfort team that tends to score, giving up just 21 points against them. Things got away just a little bit with the 35 points allowed against Independence, but then last week against Parkview, able to settle back down defensively, give up just a couple of scores, and score a 21-12 win. So right now, while scoring just under 14, they're giving up just about 17 points a game. So let's see if that defense can find a way to slow down a very potent Martinsburg attack here in this one. When you look at these Patriots, they're led by Austin Sharp. He is the quote-unquote quarterback. But again, in the single wing, you saw it as you and Nick were there to call that first game between Hedgesville and Washington. And they'll line up with a couple of guys back there, and the snap could go to either one, and either one could run or either one can throw the football.
Yeah, I mean, it's just whatever they want to run based upon the play call. And, you know, if you look at the starting lineups we were sent offensive-wise, one tight end, one wide receiver, tight end mostly a blocking blocking tight end. You have to have a tight end out, or you have to have a receiver out wide just, you know, in case they need to pass the ball.
The thing is, they'll have a lot of really tight sets because, as you said, just kind of one wide receiver who may go out to the numbers, but that means the other 11 guys are pretty much within the box. And that makes it tough against a defense like Martinsburg that can not only be physical with those guys up front, but a lot of speed for Martinsburg. So turning the corner could be an issue. We'll see how Washington attacks. Can they open those small holes and maybe go right at this Bulldog defense? We will have to wait and see.
Definitely, if you're looking back, if you're breaking down the film as Washington looking at Hedgesville last week for Martinsburg, there was times where they were able to get, you know, through the first layer 3, 4, 5, 6 yards. So it's definitely possible.
Yeah, Hedgesville clearly ran as well as anybody has so far against this Bulldog defense, and I'm sure Washington, running a similar style, that modified single wing, looked at that film and maybe said, hey, let's see if we can do some of these things as well. You look at the two teams when they're out on the field, and you look at the Martinsburg roster, 61 total players, which is just one off. In fact, it's one better than the 60 that were on last year's roster. It's 12 seniors and 23 juniors, 25 sophomores, and just one freshman. For these Washington Patriots, it's just 34 players dressed for this varsity action here tonight. Now, that is up from 27 players a year ago. They've got 11 seniors, 14 juniors, 8 sophomores, and 1 freshman. We'll see if depth becomes a factor as this game plays out as well. All right, that's just a little look at the Washington Patriots. We'll find out more. Spencer had a chance to catch up with head coach Glenn Simpson earlier in the week, and that interview is coming your way next as our W. Harley Miller Systems pregame show continues. This is West Virginia High School Football on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
The right attorney can make all the difference in the outcome of your case.
I called Sutton and Janelle, the best lawyers you could ask for.
Sutton and Janelle Attorneys at Law. 70 years of collective legal experience. Family law, criminal defense, DUI, personal injury, and mediation.
Sutton and Janelle got the most favorable outcome I could have expected.
Visit Sutton and Janelle's new historic location, 224 West King Street in Martinsburg. Online at suttonandjanelle.com. Sutton and Janelle Attorneys at Law. They value your rights and are passionate about your success.
Mayhem is everywhere.
I'm your new bangs, and you can't stop staring at me. That's it. Just tilt the rearview mirror over here. And while you're checking me out more times than a library book, your car is wandering into that lane over there. More bangs? Neat. And if you've got cut rate insurance, you could be paying for this yourself. So get Allstate.
Call Martinsburg Allstate agent Gary Kelly today at 304-263-4596.
W. Harley Miller Systems understands the need and desire for reliable and affordable smart home solutions. Secure your home with a security system and keep a close eye on your family. Automate your home with a Control4 system and have smart technology work as one. Set daily schedules to control your thermostats. Push a button and set the mood for dinner by dimming lights and playing music, or just sit back and enjoy a movie in your own home theater. Put decades of experience to work for you. Visit us at WHMsystems.com or call 304-350-1931.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Welcome back to the W. Harley Miller Systems pregame show. We're now in the end zone, presented by Parsons Ford of Martinsburg. They became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons, we're here with head coach of the Washington Patriots, Glenn Simpson. And Coach, got a win, first one in a month. How did it feel on Friday night for your team?
Oh, it was wonderful. It was wonderful. Anytime you can get a win, that's a good time. Parkview presented some challenges for us. They're a much improved program. Coach Wilder is doing a great job building that thing, and they came here and gave us all we could handle. And
for you guys, you kind of said ever since the COVID situation happened, you guys have been lacking some players. How is it to be able to put that win together for everybody and have it looks like you got your team back out here ready to go?
Well, the big thing about playing a team like Independence 2 weeks ago, and then Parkview, we were able to string a couple of weeks of normalcy together, which was really big. And now I feel like we've got this. We're starting to get a little momentum, and of course, we got the very good Martinsburg Bulldogs, incredibly well coached and great athletic, physical football team. And if you can't get excited to go play at Coburn Field, you're not living.
Hey, you talk about Martinsburg last week. They went to Hedgesville. They only put 21 points on in the first half. And what do you think? How do you think them only scoring 21 can help you guys going forward, knowing that they kind of got stopped by the Hedgesville team quite a few times?
Well, I don't put any stock in how one week goes for a team. There are a lot of things that go into that, as some of our early season stuff we can attest to. Hedgesville is a different football team than we are. Martinsburg, they're a great football team, and whatever issues may have been present against Hedgesville, there will be different issues with us.
And talking about this game, what are you guys going to have to do to kind of like throw a wrench in Martinsburg? Obviously, they're a great team, one of the best in the state. You guys kind of want to come in and play spoiler, maybe give them their first loss of the year.
Well, that would be tremendous. That would be a huge boost to our program. We're going to go out and we're going to play our game. We run a single wing. We run it for a reason. We feel like it gives us the best opportunity to be successful on offense. It helps our defense and helps our special teams. And so, we're coming out and we're gonna play as downhill and as physical as we can against a great Martinsburg team.
And then what are you guys going to have to do defensively to stop, a player like Braxton Todd?
Well, we need about 12 or 13 on the field to do that. The thing that has been impressive with Martinsburg, my gosh, now for 20 years, has been the ability of their skilled players to avoid tackles. If anything good is going to happen for us in this game, we have to be able to tackle in space, and that is a Herculean challenge against the players of the caliber that Martinsburg has.
And how are you getting your team fired up for this game, knowing that you'll have to travel down Route 9 to play them on Friday night? Everybody will kind of be there in the area.
Oh, there's no need to get anybody fired up for this game. This is the measuring stick. If there any team in this area that steps onto the field with Martinsburg, they know that they are the measuring stick. You're going to measure the growth of your program, the ability of your program, by how you play against Martinsburg. So, we're excited for the challenge. We are absolutely looking forward to it. My guys are, chomping at the bit to go play. And we'll let the chips fall where they may, but we're coming there to play.
All right, Coach, thanks for joining us. The segment sponsored in part by the Parsons Ford of Martinsburg. They became number one by making you number one first. Parsons will be back with more of the W. Harley Miller Systems pregame show coming up next. You're listening to West Virginia High School football on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
If you're in an accident, the first thing that you have to do is call 911. You have to get medical care immediately.
The next thing you need to do is call us. When you hire us at the Skinner Law Firm, what we do is we are going to investigate your case and we're going to lay out the options that you have, all at no cost to you.
We will use all of our resources and all of our experience to get you what you deserve. That's what we mean by treating you like family.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move,
mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent in Martinsburg is Smallwood & Small Insurance. Get a quote at smallwoodandsmall.com.
Erie Insurance.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg has a brand new list of daily specials. Monday, stop on in for burger night or enjoy a nice juicy steak every Tuesday and Wednesday. The Palace Lounge also offers freshly steamed shrimp Thursdays and chef specials every Friday and Saturday. Sunday is all-day breakfast and there are drink specials daily too. So come enjoy the Palace Lounge. You can find them on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard.
Hi, this is Lauren from Orsini's right here in Martinsburg. Grilling is not just for the boys. We are a Platinum Traeger dealer carrying the Pro Series all the way up to the Timberline Series. We have every flavor of wood pellets along with accessories, rubs, sauces. Not just Traeger, we carry Utz, Meat Church, Lanes, and Dizzy Pig. We also carry a full line of Yeti products. Orsini's has everything to complete your backyard. Visit us at 360 Hack Wilson Way or at Orsinis.com.
That Highland Springs team coming off of a state championship, albeit in the spring, albeit they were coming off of a short rest, but when you're going to have one of the best teams in West Virginia playing one of the best teams in Virginia, that kind of is just a measuring stick to where one of the best teams in West Virginia is compared to another state.
Martinsburg showing maybe they're one of the top teams in both West Virginia and Virginia with the wins that they have had so far this season, and they're going to go test their luck in Ohio coming up next Saturday. So Martinsburg certainly getting around, but tonight it's a homecoming matchup against Washington. And Spencer, this is a Bulldog team that has really played well, averaging 45.8 points a game, giving up just 14.6. They're getting it done with a very balanced offense, 238, almost 239 rushing yards a game, but about 267 passing yards a game. That's 505 total yards average per game. The lowest they've had this season so far is 424 total yards, and by the way, that was last week against Hedgesville.
Well, if you're going to think about that, that's probably going to happen. You know why? Last week, didn't have Braxton Todd. Resting him again tonight. But when you have Braxton Todd in there, and you have Murphy Clement being able to run the ball, and also his passing ability as well, along with Ezra Bajent, that's what you just got a great combination right there for throwing and running.
Well, and that's the thing. You've got weapons at every position. Guys at quarterback where you've got two guys rotating in and out. Guys at wide receiver that block well down the field for one another, will go get the football and make those catches. You've got an O-line that's done a great job. Quarterbacks have been sacked only twice for Martinsburg this season, and it's not like, well, they don't throw much, right? 124 pass attempts and just 2 sacks through the first half of the season. And, then you add those running backs, including Murphy Clement, who as a quarterback can certainly run the ball well, and it's really hard. What are you going to shut down for this Bulldog offense? On the other side of the football, their defense has been stellar. 112 yards on the ground, 79 yards through the air, or an average of just about 191, almost 192 total yards per game. They have been outstanding on that defensive side of the football. They'll face a little bit of a test tonight. It may have helped seeing Hedgesville last week, but you got to play some disciplined defense against this single wing.
Yeah, you definitely do, because you never know when somebody's going to break one loose. I feel like the ability to break a running play loose has a lot more ability in the single wing, only because they're running the ball all the time. So they could run a sweep play that's not really a sweep play. They could end up cutting it back in the middle, and just the differences that the single wing can bring.
Certainly another element to this game will be special teams. Martinsburg has a ton of speed, a ton of talent. They do a ton of different things. And when you break down even the kicking game, man, it doesn't come much better right now than Brent Terwilliger. 23 of 23 in extra point attempts, and has nailed both field goals that he has attempted on the season from 28 and from 39 yards. And both of those came in that 1-point victory against Highland Springs. Special teams has been just that for Martinsburg, and they hope that those units will remain special again here tonight against the Washington Patriots. As the team continue to warm up out on the field, we'll send it back to the studio, take a timeout. When we return, a chance to hear from head coach Britt Sherman as we go in the end zone. After that, we'll hear from a couple of players, one from each team, as we take you in the huddle. Those segments after this timeout on our W. Harley Miller Systems pregame show. It's West Virginia High School football on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Whether you're heading to a high school, college, or professional football game, Johnny's has all your tailgating go-tos. Delicious wings, meatballs, shrimp, burgers, and dogs. Plus, Johnny's has everything you need to serve it all up. Party trays, utensils, plates, cups, and more. Stop by either of our 2 great locations, 1456 Winchester Avenue in Martinsburg and Route 11 South in Chambersburg.
Nothing goes better with football than chicken. From Pee Wee to the big boys to the wing T formation. Oh my, fumbling, bumbling, stumbling.
Omaha! Let's go! Omaha!
Rocks local market.
Mayhem is everywhere.
I'm your new bangs, and you can't stop staring at me. That's it. Just tilt the rearview mirror over here. And while you're checking me out more times than a library book, your car is wandering into that lane over there. More bangs? Neat. And if you've got cut rate insurance, you could be paying for this yourself. So get Allstate.
Call Martinsburg Allstate agent Gary Kelly today at 304-263-4596.
We welcome you back to the W. Harley Miller Systems pregame show. We come your way from, I guess, just outside of the end zone today. It's brought to you by Parsons Ford. They're on Shepherdstown Road, just east of Martinsburg, and they became #1 by making you #1 first, Parsons. It's our chance to talk with Britt Sherman, head coach of the Martinsburg Bulldogs, and coach, a 5-0 start to the season. Let's start with that, and then we'll work our way back to the Hedgesville game. What does it mean for your team to reach the midpoint and be as successful as you have been?
Well, I mean, we're just pleased with the effort of the kids. You know, assistant coaches been doing a really, really good job just getting guys in place, you know, and doing their job and just executing. And, you know, we played some tough teams. You know, being 5-0 at this point, we're very happy with that, and we're proud of what we've done so far.
Especially when you consider you've done most of that on the road. Does that make it any more satisfying?
Yeah, it's good to be able to go on the road and to travel well and to get big wins. And it's big for us this year because we have more games on the road toward the end of the season as well.
All right, let's talk about the matchup last week against Hedgesville. Some may have been surprised, just 21-0 at the half, but you guys kind of turned it up a bit in that second half. Tell us how that played out.
You know, I just think we played a little sloppy in the first half, and you know their game plan was to come out and run the ball and to limit our possessions, and they did that some in the first half, and you know credit to them, they did a pretty good job with their game plan. But you know I felt like we were still on the bus coming back from Richmond maybe a little bit in the first half, and just a little sloppy, and you know I thought we sharpened up a little bit in the second half and executed better and made some plays.
All right, let's stick with that offensive side of the football. You continue to use the 2 quarterbacks. You've really been able to blend the pass and the run well, pretty balanced throughout the course of the season. Are you getting what you want out of your offense?
You know, for the most part, I tell the guys that my goal is to score every possession. And, you know, we're a little unorthodox at times. We go for it on 4th down. And, you know, once I kick to try to get more possessions and things like that. But, you know, we're doing a pretty good job of staying balanced And both the quarterbacks are doing a really good job of being leaders, on and off the field. We talk about, what they can do on the field, but, when they're not on the field, they also do a really good job of, encouraging their other teammates and doing all that stuff as well. So, I'm pleased at where we are. We have improvements that definitely need to be made, but, they've done everything we've asked of them to this point, and, very happy to see that.
I'm sure you could say a lot of the same on that defensive side of the football. What are you really seeing there? I know you gave up more rushing yards last week than you would have liked.
You guys are flying around having fun. When teams are just dedicated to running the ball on you, even when they're down, you're going to give up, rushing yards. Not a lot of teams do that, but teams like that are just dedicated to running the ball no matter what, they run the ball all but 2 or 3 plays in the entire game. That's going to happen. I mean, you're going to give up some rushing yards. But our guys are flying around, having fun. I think they're really starting to catch on to our defensive schemes that we started putting in last year. And it's just exciting to watch.
You've got another team that wants to run the football in the Washington Patriots this week. What do you see in them?
Coach Simpson does a really good job. Those guys, do their job. They block really well. They're gritty. They run really well. They don't have a lot of flashy kids that are going to make 50, 60-yard runs on you. But, they can pick up 4 or 5 yards here and there and chip away at it, and they play really sound football.
It is homecoming, just your second home game of the season. How exciting is it to be back here?
Well, it's great to play at Coburn anytime, and, to be here at Walker Stadium for homecoming and, invite all of the former Bulldogs back. We like seeing everybody every week, but with homecoming, a couple extra people come around, and we enjoy seeing them.
Coach, thank you, and good luck in the game.
Thank you, Matt.
There you go. That's Britt Sherman from here, just outside of the end zone. Our segment brought to you by Parsons Ford. They're on Shepherdstown Road, just east of Martinsburg, and they became #1 by making you #1 first, Parsons. We've got more of the W. Harley Miller Systems pregame show coming up. It's West Virginia High School football on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV 10.
Ollie's VIP Northside is the best local spot to catch all of your favorite high school, college, and pro sports, or to hang out with friends. Ollie's has a great beer and cocktail menu, along with a food menu that will blow you away. Ollie's offers multiple TVs to watch the game of your choice from anywhere at the bar, or their outdoor patio with cornhole and fire pit. So stop by and see for yourself today at 36 Veronica Drive in Martinsburg. That's Ollie's VIP Northside. We'll see you for the game.
Mayhem is everywhere.
I'm your new bangs, and you can't stop staring at me. That's it. Just tilt the rearview mirror over here. And while you're checking me out more times than a library book, your car is wandering into that lane over there. More bangs? Neat. And if you've got cut rate insurance, you could be paying for this yourself. So get Allstate.
Call Martinsburg Allstate agent Gary Kelly today at 304-263-4596.
The Mid-Atlantic Group has been serving the area's insurance needs for 40 years. We are an independent insurance agency, therefore we can offer insurance from many insurance companies, find the right coverage at the right price with easy payment plan. Located at 201 West Martin Street in Martinsburg, the Mid-Atlantic Group is easily accessible from Morgan, Jefferson, and Berkeley County. To set up an appointment with a local insurance professional, give them a call today at 304-267-8989. That's the Mid-Atlantic Group at 201 West Martin Street in Martinsburg. Let them help insure you today.
This is Ben Copenhaver, your local alarm professional at Dynamark Atlantic Security. Did you know that home break-ins are 6% more likely during the day? That's right. The bad guys know when you're away, and they are smarter than you think. Dynamark Atlantic Security has the security solutions for you. Don't commit the error when the game is on the line. Phone me today at 304-671-2158 to learn how to play good defense against the bad guys. Dynamark Atlantic Security. Call today at 304-671-2158.
Welcome back to the W. Harley Miller Systems pregame show. We're now in the huddle, sponsored by the Marius Group and Ameriprise Financial Advisors, John Everson and Phil McCoy at 1270 Winchester Avenue in Martinsburg. We're now joined by Tyler Meisensaw of the Washington Patriots. And you guys, last week, you played a pretty good game against a Parkview team, able to get a win, first win in a month. How did it feel to get back in the win column?
It was definitely good. You can see improvement from our last few games. We definitely got a good week of practice in, and we got a W, which is all that matters.
And, you guys had that COVID issue early in the season after week 1, and then that kind of was a forfeit loss just because of the new West Virginia rules. How does it feel to know that you guys got 2 weeks in, 2 weeks straight, and now you're going to full steam ahead towards the rest of the season?
Well, it put us behind the chains that week out of COVID, and we had people missing, and it just put us really behind. But now that we're back, it's awesome. We're back as a team, and I think we're like you said, full steam ahead.
And looking at the matchup this Friday against this Martinsburg team, perennial powerhouse in the state of West Virginia, 20-plus years, what do you guys have to do to kind of get them off their game this week?
Well, first off, we have to treat them like another high school team. Everyone in this county, everyone in the region treats them like they're better because they have that history of being a powerhouse team, but we just got to treat them like another high school team and have 4 great practices this week going into Friday and be prepared.
What kind of defensively, what does Martinsburg present to you guys?
Well, they have a tough defense. I think they run a 6-2, and that's going to be tough against our power run. But I think we have the people on our line and in our backfield that can beat them.
And then on the offensive side of the ball for them, there's tremendous players across the board. What are you guys going to have to do to stop them?
Well, they definitely have a lot of great athletes. Just stay disciplined because athletes can't beat discipline. If we stay, one team can beat 12 or 11 individual players. So we just have to be the singular unit out there on defense.
All right, well, thanks for joining us. Now we'll send it down to Martinsburg High School with Matt Miller.
Thank you, Spencer. We are here at Coburn Field as our In the Huddle segment continues, brought to you by the Mirius Group and Ameriprise Financial Advisors, John Everson and Phil McCoy. I'm being joined right now by JB, that's Jacob Barrick. He is a, wide receiver / tight end / H-back on the offense and a linebacker on the defense. Let's start on the offensive side of the football. Tell us first of all about that touchdown catch to open the second half last week against Hedgesville.
Well, I was telling Coach that I should be targeted because it's a mismatch, and that's about every week. It was exciting.
Give us an idea of what it's like with kind of the 3 different things that you can do to not only block but go out and catch the football as a slot receiver, as a straight tight end that's maybe on the line, or even as that H-back where you line up in different places.
Well, 8th grade, I couldn't be a skilled position, I'd be a guard. And then freshman year, I was tight end and D end. So I got kind of the skill of blocking, and I was like a bigger kid, so I became tight end.
The blocking is very important for wide receivers in this offense. A lot of those wide receiver screens and things like that, the short passes. How has that helped you to have that background?
It's good because we can always get yards off the small routes and good blocking.
All right, go to the defensive side of the football. What is it you like the most as a linebacker?
I like that I can see the whole field and not always down, even though I used to play DN. It's a lot different, but it's still fun.
All right, so can you take some of those things you learned as a D end and apply those to what you do as a linebacker?
Yes.
Yeah, so what type of things?
Like coming off the edge, being when we're in our formations, and getting past the defender if I have to blitz.
Now, as a linebacker, though, you've got to be able to defend the pass, but also defend the run. And I know you want to get in that backfield sometimes and make those tackles for loss or even get to the quarterback. So what's the challenge that you face in your decision-making in where you need to be?
Well, I played strong safety in my sophomore year, and that's where I learned how to, defend the pass. And it's easier for me because I'm a bigger, faster defender, so I can still blitz and get to my drops.
All right, this week you've got a Washington Patriot team that runs a single wing style of offense. How hard is that to defend from your position?
It's not going to be that difficult when I can see the whole field, and I can still use my defensive end skills on the line if I have to blitz.
Kind of assignment football, though, making sure you're where you're supposed to be?
Yes, sir.
Don't fall for the fakes. All right. I've got one question I was told I needed to ask you. This is homecoming game. Do you have the date for the dance yet?
Hey, I got myself.
All right, there you go. JB, thank you so much. Thanks for having a little fun with that last one. That was from the coaching staff. So there you go, JB. Jacob Barrick, he is joining us here from In the Huddle. Our segment brought to you by the Mirius Group and Ameriprise Financial Advisors, John Everson and Phil McCoy. They're at 1270 Winchester Avenue in Martinsburg. Phone them at 304-263-4343. We're back with more on the W. Harley Miller Systems pregame show after this. It's West Virginia High School football on Talk Radio, WRNR and TV 10.
Looking to buy a home in the Eastern Panhandle? Having trouble getting your house sold? Then call Chris Ross and the Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams. A Martinsburg High School graduate, Chris knows the local market, and he's proven it as the #1 real estate team in West Virginia in 2019. Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams. Phone 304-579-7349 or go to callchrisross.com. Let's celebrate your real estate milestone together.
The right attorney can make all the difference in the outcome of your case.
I called Sutton and Janelle, the best lawyers you could ask for.
Sutton and Janelle Attorneys at Law. 70 years of collective legal experience, family law, criminal defense, DUI, personal injury, and mediation.
Sutton and Janelle got the most favorable outcome I could have expected.
Visit Sutton and Janelle's new historic location, 224 West King Street in Martinsburg. Online at suttonandjanelle.com. Sutton and Janelle Attorneys at Law. They value your rights and are passionate about your success.
WVU Medicine continues to expand to meet the needs of our growing community. We're excited to offer high-quality healthcare in the Shepherdstown area at our new medical office facility located on Route 45 West at 60 McLean Way. Services available at the new WVU Medicine Shepherdstown location include primary care, behavioral health and psychiatry, and specialty care. Plus, 2 departments of Berkeley Medical Center are on-site, lab services, and x-ray services available weekdays 7 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. Make an appointment today at WVUmedicine.org.
This is Matt Miller, along with my wife, Dale.
As homeowners, we've been through the mortgage process several times, and each time we went to Mark and Cheryl Savitt at the Mortgage Center.
They treat you like family with personal one-on-one service, walking with you through the process from application to settlement.
Plus, low interest rates and closing costs.
The Mortgage Center is on Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
Phone 304-267-9040.
Or online at mortgagefinancing.com. NMLS number 237527, Equal Housing Lender.
Back again here at Coburn Field, putting the finishing touches on the pregame show, brought to you by W. Harley Miller Systems. They provide custom integration services like home and office automation, home theater, networking, audio-video distribution, and more. Give them a call at 304-350-1931 or go online to WHMsystems.com. Our keys to the game, a service of the Mortgage Center in Martinsburg. Spencer, let's talk about those keys. Let's start with the visitors from Washington. What is it that they need to do tonight?
I think for Washington, stay home, play your game. Play your type of offense. Don't let the score dictate how you want to play. You know it's going to be a tough game against Martinsburg, one of the best teams perennially in the state. You just got to play tough on offense, and on defense, stay home, stay in your spots, run it as you've been running all week. I know Coach Glenn Simpson, when we were at practice, he was getting on them special teams-wise. Watch the ball. Look for the ball. Martinsburg likes to do a lot of cute stuff on special teams. They know that by now. They've watched 5 weeks of tape on them. So they just got to stay home on those plays. Travel, look for the ball, travel with the ball, and maybe you can get one of those onside kicks recovered and have great field position.
They got to take advantage of that field position when they get it. That is for sure. How about for those Martinsburg Bulldogs, keys for them?
For the Bulldogs, offensively, you're without Braxton Todd another week. But that doesn't matter. Xavion Kendall, the confidence I've seen him increase week by week by week. Now we're in week 6. I think he could rush over 100 yards today.
We will find out as Martinsburg gets ready to host Washington, homecoming here on this Friday night, October 1st, in the Eastern Panhandle. Our keys to the game brought to you by the Mortgage Center on Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg. The key to buying the right home is securing the needed financing with low interest rates and closing costs. Call the Mortgage Center at 304-267-9040. Check them out online at mortgagefinancing.com. And does it for the pregame show. We take a break. On the other side, we're back with a look at today's starting lineups as we get you ready for the opening kick and play-by-play of West Virginia high school football on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Remember that last trip to the auto mechanic?
I also think your solenoid gasket is bad.
What?
Yep, that'll be another $500.
Forget that and go to D&N Auto Specialist at 230 Tavern Road, Martinsburg, where honesty is their best policy. Serving the Eastern Panhandle since 1974, D&N Auto is family-owned and operated, specializing in exhaust alignments and tires. From general maintenance to major overhauls, they'll treat you right. Call D&N Auto Specialist at 304-267-4078.
A reputation for caring, a legacy of service. At Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations, it's been our story since 1880. A family-owned business, we support the needs and wishes of families. We offer traditional services, as well as many options for cremation, customized remembrances, and pre-planning. Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations retains its family atmosphere and stays true to its roots. Contact us for advanced planning, or at your time of loss. We're here when you need us.
And that concludes today's pregame show.
We play every play like it's the most important play of the game. Who let the dogs out?
Coming up next, it's the starting lineups, opening kick, and play-by-play action of West Virginia high school football, featuring the AAA Martinsburg Bulldogs. Today's game is being brought to you by
Bechtel Jewelers, the Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations, Friends of Jason Barrett, Hagerstown Ford, the Mansion Ferretti Law Firm, Kelly Allstate Agency, Milestone Realty, Miller Honda, the Mid-Atlantic Group, the Mirius Group, Orsini's Home Store, the Palace Lounge, Parsons Ford, Rocks, Spring Valley Farm Market, Sunset Car Wash, the Sutton and Janelle Law Firm, Smallwood and Small Insurance, and WVU Medicine, Berkeley Medical Center, and Jefferson Medical Center provider.
And now, let's go back to the field and rejoin our Talk Radio WRNR broadcast team.
230 Tavern Road, Martinsburg. Call 304-350-1931. Let's start with the visiting Washington Patriots. On the front line is Jaden McCartney along with Zach Wharton. They should be tackles. The guards, Logan Comer and Adam Sharp. The starting center, Jonathan Brewster. At quarterback, Rodrigo Delgado. Running backs will be Tyler Meisenzahl and Chase Crutchley. Also, Joseph Vrobel is a running back, and a pair of tight ends, Dylan Painter and Brock Meadows. For Martinsburg offensively, Ezra Bajan starts at quarterback. We'll see a lot of Murphy Clement in there as well. Braxton Todd remains out, so Xavion Kendall will start at running back. We understand DJ Hendricks out in this one, so we're looking for probably Wes Hancock to start at one of the tackle positions. Also, Aiden Fleming is a tackle. Jake Zittel and Justin Petrie are the guards, but also saw DJ Hassenbuehler working out at a guard spot as well. The starting center is Jake Zittel. Hudson Clement, Roman Pearson, Cash Gideon, and Jacob Barrick are the Bulldog wide receivers. There you go. A look at the starting offenses, brought to you by D&N Auto Specialist, where honesty is their best policy. Phone them at 304-350-1931 to set up an appointment. Let's check in down on the sidelines. I believe Colin is down there with a look at today's game officials. They are brought to you by Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations. Colin.
Thank you, Matt. Let me just pull him up for a quick second. Your head referee is Michael Ritt. The umpire for tonight is William Walker. Your line judge is Brian Costello. The head linesman is David Davis. And your back judge is Paul Reed. Should be a fun one tonight. Looks like both teams are getting ready, and it's going to be Washington set to kick off to Martinsburg. Back up to you guys for the play-by-play.
Again, that's brought to you by Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations, Robert Fields and Sons, a family-owned full-service funeral home in Martinsburg, Inwood, Charlestown, Ranson, proudly serving the area since 1880. Today's opening kick, a service of the Berkeley County Health Department. Prevent, promote, protect. They're at 122 Waverly Court in Martinsburg. You can call them at 304-263-5131. Football on the tee, and it is Averin McGinnis, 5'6" senior, who approaches, bounces it down the far side hash marks. Jacob Barrick has trouble picking it up as he tried to pick it up on the move, eventually just falls on it, and Martinsburg will start at their own 37. Not a surprise on the squib or bouncing kick. Didn't want to kick it deep and give Martinsburg a chance to set up blocking lanes for those quick return men. Dogs in the charcoal gray uniform, jersey pants and tops, orange lettering, white trim. Ezra Bajan at quarterback in the shotgun. To his right side is Kendall. There is the snap back and the handoff to a slot man who came in motion. That's Hudson Clement, able to get to the near sideline, grabbed and dragged down. Face mask penalty coming as he's eventually hauled to the ground out at the 44-yard line. They'll tack the yards on after a 7-yard gain. So Hudson Clement came in motion out of a slot position to the left, took that handoff in the backfield as he tried to turn the corner on his right side, was grabbed and dragged down, and the 15-yard face mask penalty does get added on at the end of the run.
You never want that, especially beginning of the game. You're giving them free 15 yards. Now they're in to your territory.
41-yard line of Washington to be exact. 1st and 10 coming for the Bulldogs. Bajan out of the gun. This time we'll have Kendall to his left side. There is the snap back. Receiver screen to that far side. Getting in with the catch. Blockers in front. He's to the 30-yard line. Spun around and thrown down along the far sidelines at the 28. That gain good for 13 and a Bulldog first.
Great job there just to get outside and now almost in the red zone.
So a couple of first downs, one thanks in large part to the 15-yard penalty after a 7-yard gain on their very first play. They set it down at the 29, so technically a 12-yard gain, not a 13-yard gain. Dogs setting up on 1st down and 10. Washington showing blitz off this left edge. Bajan barking out signals, has that snap, looking near side, throwing wide open at the 5. Hudson Clement with a catch, steps into the end zone for the Martinsburg Bulldog touchdown.
And great right there for able to find him. He had 3 or 4 steps on him after about the 20-yard line, and easy 6 right there. Doesn't get easier than that.
No, not at all. Just a little pitch and catch right there for Bajan and Clement. How about 2 for 2 for 41 yards for Ezra Bajan. Came into this contest having completed 60 of 95 passes for 830 yards. He now has 8 touchdown passes to just 2 interceptions. And for Hudson Clement, that is his 5th receiving touchdown. Extra point attempt up and good for Brent Terwilliger. And with 11:10 to play here in quarter number 1, we step aside. Martinsburg in front, 7-0.
At the Berkeley County Health Department, our motto is prevent, promote, protect. Since 1935, our mission has been to provide clinical and environmental services to protect the health of the general public. We're committed to building public health in our community by offering a wide range of services, including blood pressure screening, breast and cervical screening, family planning, counseling, lab testing, and more. We perform health inspections to make sure the restaurants you visit are clean, and we prepare and coordinate plans to respond to all hazards. The Berkeley County Health Department, 122 Waverly Court, Martinsburg.
Laura. Hey, Laura. What's with the sunglasses? Ouch!
The word is spreading. Bechtel Jewelers is home to some dangerously brilliant diamonds.
See the difference at Bechtel Jewelers in Inwood. Sunglasses not included.
Terwilliger with the kickoff from the 42 our left, approaches, and it is an onside kick along the near side, and a great job by one of the up guys. That is Stephen Pritt, a 6', 182-pound senior, listed as an offensive and defensive lineman, also a punter, and he came forward to make sure that he got that one on a good skip.
That was in my keys to the game. If you can stay home on special teams, and look, you're into Martinsburg territory already.
Yeah, now you got to be able to take advantage. Yep. 7-0, the Martinsburg lead. We'll give you the scoring drive summary brought to you by 61st District Delegate Jason Barrett, Trusted Leadership, Real Solutions. Took the Dogs just 48 seconds, 3 plays to cover 63 yards, a 29-yard touchdown pass. Bajan to Clement. 7-0 Martinsburg. There is movement along that defensive front just before the snap of the football. Or was there movement on the offensive line? It will be offside Martinsburg, or encroachment as they got into the neutral zone.
Yeah, I saw that right off the bat. I mean, the ball's literally almost straight on from where our broadcast position is right now, and a little count right there got him.
So move it down to the Bulldog 43, where it's 1st down and 5.
Also, the back right next to the quarterback is tapping on the other guy's shoulder, so that could also have to do with it. You see movement, you just go.
Rodrigo Delgado with 3 guys lined up in like a stick eye right to his right side, takes that snap, and the quarterback running straight forward, able to push down to the 40-yard line. Rodrigo Delgado, just a sophomore, good-looking young player, 5'9", 165, came in with about 23 carries, 176 yards, and a couple of rushing touchdowns. He's able to pick up 3 yards here, and it brings up a 2nd and 2.
And I feel like if you can get 3.5, 4-yard chunk plays, you can get first downs. You can drive down the field.
That's it. 2nd and 2. Washington huddling up, taking time off that play clock down to 15 and 14 and 13. They'll line up in that same formation. Tight end on each side, 2 actually out to that right side. That stick eye, if you will, to the right side of the quarterback. And Rodrigo this time has no place to go. Rodrigo Delgado running into the arms of a big Bulldog lineman. Linebacker in there as well. I think that's King, actually. The defensive lineman coming off the bottom of the pile. Give him a 1-yard gain, and it's 3rd down and 1 from that Bulldog 39. Boy, and here's where Washington desperately wants to pick up the 1st down. If you don't get it, I imagine you're going for it in this situation with where you are on the field.
Oh, no doubt.
But with great field position and down 7-0, again, you want to be able to keep this drive moving. There is the snap back. Delgado moving to his right, dives forward, and I think he's got it. Yes, the official on the near side coming in, waving the arms with the spot at the 37, and that is a gain of 2 on 3rd and 1, 1st down Washington.
And great job by Washington just to play their game. That's what was kind of one of my keys to the game was they play their style of play. Don't let Martinsburg dictate how they play.
1st down and 10. A costly offside penalty, a part of that, though.
Yeah.
Is Washington.
I mean, you'll take it if you're Washington.
Oh, absolutely. Keeping that same formation. Watching the time run off of that play clock. The quarterback really taking his time. And now the snap comes back, and there is a quick inside handoff, and the back wrapped up and taken down quickly. That's Tyler Meisenzahl, 6-foot senior on the carry. He was on our In the Huddle segment. He was able to get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 10.
And I think for the Martinsburg defense, having faced Hedgesville that plays a similar type of offense last week, it's definitely helping them early on being able to see the similarities from last week's game to this week's game, how the teams run offensively.
Cam Shallis helping to make the stop on that one. By the way, Austin Sharp, a 5'9" senior, is in at quarterback now. So after Rodrigo Delgado ran that first 3 plays, now we get Sharp out there at quarterback. He takes that snap, hands it off again and again. No place to go. King all over it. Able to wrap up Meisenzahl in the backfield at the 41-yard line. It'll be a loss of 4 yards.
See, and this is the one kind of take back, negative aspect about the single wing T, that kind of offense is that you're 3rd down and long, and you aren't a passing team, so you're 3rd down over the sticks. I don't know what you do here. I mean, your playbook says you run the ball, but if you want to get anywhere, you really can't run the ball. especially right now straight up the middle on this Martinsburg defensive front.
Austin Sharp goes all the way to the far sideline, consulting with head coach Glenn Simpson in his 6th year leading this Patriot program, 13-42. Spent 4 years as an assistant at Hedgesville before taking over in Charlestown. Well, they'll go to a bit of a spread formation. Receiver near side, 2 receivers far side. Sharp awaiting that shotgun snap. He's got it, but wants to run off the right side. Slips through a hole initially and then grabbed. I believe that's Fleming, and it is. Aiden Fleming at the bottom of the pile was the one to come off a block, get him by the ankles, and drag him down at the 36, a gain of 5.
See, gain of 5 just 4th down, or takes it to 4th down. You do that potentially on 2nd down, spread it out, and make it look like maybe you're going to pass the ball, because you have passed the ball at some points this season. Maybe you spread out that defense a little bit more. But now 4th down, looks like they're just going to most likely do the same, run the same kind of spread that they just did.
Well, you got to imagine they will go for it unless they use the quarterback for a quick kick. Sharp is again on that far sideline getting the play call. Play clock is winding down. 6 seconds, 5 seconds, 4 seconds, and I believe Coach Simpson is going to burn a timeout. Or will he go ahead and take the penalty? No, he's going to take the penalty, back him up, and then bring his punting unit on, I believe.
I mean, you're at that odd space in the field. You're at the 36-yard line of the opposing team. I don't see you really going for it on 4th down. But you really don't know when you talk it out on the, when you're quarterbacks over there talking it out on the near or on the far side. So it kind of that really just takes them back to where they were the play before on 3rd down, essentially.
Move it back to that 41-yard line of Martinsburg. Bring on Stephen Pritt, the 6-foot senior, has had 5 punts for an average of 30.4 yards a kick. Awaits the snap at about his own 45. Oh, it's a high floating snap. He's got it and barely gets it out of there. Wobbly kick bouncing at the 25, taking a bit of a sideways roll, and then just grabbed by one of the return men at about the 22.
I don't know why you do that. You let it go.
Chase Crutchley grabbing that one on a hop, but certainly had a chance to let it maybe bounce a little bit more.
Especially because there was no Martinsburg players in the area.
Yeah, the punt covers only about 19 yards, and so didn't get quite what they were looking for, I'm sure, as far as the exchange in field position. 6:13 to play in quarter number 1. Second Bulldog possession, leading 7-0 from their own 22.
I think that's a better play than running the ball or, trying to go for it on 4th down.
Ezra Bajent will remain in at quarterback.
We've been seeing a little bit more of him over the last couple weeks.
Xavion Kendall off to his left side. There is the snap back, and Bajent wants to throw deep. Now lets it go. Back shoulder coming back for it is Jacob Barrick, and making that grab as he went down to his knees at the 46-yard line.
Great job there by Barrick to be able to turn around and see where the ball was. Just flop onto his knees, really, be able to catch that ball.
A little bit of a throw off his back foot as Bajent did have a little bit of pressure in his face. Still picks up the first down on the gain of 24. And so from the 46-yard line on 1st and 10, Barrick runs that jet sweep, if you will, coming out of the slot position to the left, in motion to the right, takes the handoff and gets hit and brought down right at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, Barrick, very tall guy, and from where we are up here, it's kind of different to see how tall all the players are. But when you interviewed him the other day, I was behind the camera running the camera. And very tall guy.
I'm not very tall, but he certainly did make me look short. He goes 6'4", 220, does Jacob Bear.
He grow a great beard for a high schooler, too.
Oh, my goodness. Beats me there, too. 2 receivers to each side. Bajent has time, dumps it off underneath, and that's Barrick with the catch. Outside the numbers along the near side, slips a tackle at the 35 down the sideline, inside the 25, close to the 20, and they'll mark him out there as he eventually got pushed out of bounds.
Keep talking about Barrick. He's going to keep getting the ball, Matt.
Well, and he certainly should. The way that he is responding, a gain of 34 on that pass completion. He came out into the flat here on this right side, and the defense faded back. He was wide open.
I like them keeping Bajent out here running the offense. Spread formation now.
Kendall shifts behind the quarterback, officially a pistol formation. And there's the first handoff, and Xavion Kendall to his left and gets met right at the line of scrimmage, bounces around a little bit, and ultimately picks up 2 yards to the 18.
He did a lot of effort for those 2 yards.
He did.
And I keep mentioning him every week because I think as the backup to Braxton Todd, having to play a lot because of Braxton's injury, every week he's just getting better and better and better, and that's something you like to see if you're a coach.
Kendall third on the team in rushing, 25 carries, 119 yards, 2 scores coming in. Wide receiver screen near side, caught by Pearson. Blockers in front, and Pearson follows those blocks along the near side numbers into the end zone for the Martinsburg Bulldog touchdown.
Great job there by Pearson to find the blockers and get over there. But to finish on Kendall, it'd be nice next year to see him as the feature back. Having a year of playing a lot of snaps and getting the ball a lot next season, I think he could have a breakout year next year.
Boy, great start for Ezra Bajan. 5 of 5 for 97 yards and a couple of touchdowns, lifting him now to 9 passing touchdowns on this season. And for Roman Pearson, touchdown catch number 5.
Tyson is in the crowd.
Wow.
Saw him earlier.
We just had an offside penalty called against Washington. They will move the football forward. Martinsburg will stay in the huddle and look to kick the extra point. Are they going to move the block forward? I think they have to. Either that or the center better understand he's about to snap it a little bit longer. And there's the snap back, and they'll run the fake and hang on. Now procedure against Martinsburg.
1 step forward, 1 step back.
Oh, but the thing that stinks about that is you only get half the distance to the goal going one way, but you get the full 5 yards coming the other. Oh, boy. That'll be the second penalty now, 10 yards against Martinsburg.
And I know Coach Sherman not happy about that at all. I just saw him turn around to the other coaches.
Well, now I think you probably go back to planning to kick the extra point, because this extra point will now be just inside of the 15, so we'll call it a 25-yard PAT.
And it's blocked.
And that kick is blocked. Again, Martinsburg staying in the huddle. So with 4:26 to play in our opening quarter, we'll take a break with the Bulldog lead now at 13-0.
I have somewhat of an aggressive personality. People will tell you that it's not always a good thing. I wanted to have a clothing line that represented me and what I am, but also somebody else. When I came up with aggressive, it stands for actively giving, righteously executing, and sincerely vigorous. Anybody can do that. You know, from a small child doing a good deed or holding the door for someone, or to having somebody pump gas for somebody else. Anybody can do that. Aggressive Clothing is a company that I started to try to be able to give back to local vets, first responders, and law enforcement. My grandfather and 7 other brothers of his were all in the Navy. They were in Pearl Harbor, and this was my way to be able to give back, whether it be doing charitable donations or networking, helping them get jobs, anything I can do to help.
Brent Terwilliger missing his first extra point on the season after 24 for 24. Had it blocked, and Martinsburg leads 13-0. The ensuing onside kick bounces out of bounds into the Bulldog bench, shy of the 50-yard line, so it didn't even cover the 10 yards needed before Martinsburg would be allowed to try to recover. Drive summary brought to you by 61st District Delegate Jason Barrett. Trusted leadership, real solutions. For Martinsburg, 5 plays, 78 yards a minute and 47 seconds, 18 yards on the touchdown pass from Ezra Bajan to Roman Pearson with a blocked extra point, as we mentioned. Martinsburg's lead 13-0. So 4:26 remaining. Quarter number 1. Second offensive possession coming for Washington. They'll start at the Bulldog 43.
Again, great field position. Just take advantage of it this time.
Yeah, they picked up 1 first down in that opening possession, but could not pick up a second. They will line up in that very tight formation. Three men kind of in a stick eye, although the back one holding up his hands along with the quarterback to his left side, and the snap goes back to Rodrigo Delgado, and the 5'9 sophomore off the right side of the line gets inside the 40 to the 39. That's a pickup of about 4 yards.
And that's what you want. Big chunk 4 or 5 yard plays, 3 to 4 or 5 yard plays, and if you do that every time, you're going to continue to get first downs.
So from the 39 of Martinsburg, a 2nd down and 6 coming. Delgado, running the first 3 plays in that opening possession, was able to help them pick up a first down. Then they switched out quarterbacks, and the next 3 plays did not go quite as well. Delgado awaiting that shotgun snap. He's got it, moving to his right, looking to follow those blocks. But, man, Jacob Barrick, the linebacker, filling the hole, was right there to grab him and throw him down. No gain on the play.
Something I like about high school football is the ability to play both ways. And that's really what Jacob Barrick does extremely well, is playing both ways really well tonight. 3rd
down and 6 coming for Washington. They were 1 for 2 on 3rd down conversions in that opening possession. Clock still moving. 3:08 and counting here in our opening quarter. Play clock down to about 18 seconds as coming from the far sideline, Rodrigo Delgado ready to run another play. It's Meisenzahl to his right side. Now the 2 guys that would be blocking backs move out a little bit to that right side, including a wing back that way. And running to the right is Delgado. He tried to cut it back. No place to go. In the middle of that pile, I believe, was that Fleming at the bottom? Nope, that was Slack and Fleming. One of the linebackers getting in there as well, and I believe that was Chalice. So 3 Bulldogs stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Decision time again for Glenn Simpson.
And I feel like they're at the exact same spot they were the last possession they had. It just seems like get a few yards, gain a few yards, get a first down maybe, and then stall. That seems to be what's happening with Washington so far.
Well, the last time they were here, they took a 5-yard penalty and then decided to punt. Only got about 19 yards out of that punt. So it looks like this time they'll go for it, and it's Austin Sharp coming from the bench who will take over at quarterback. 4th down and 6 from that Bulldog 39. Snap is back and Sharp rolling far side. Looked for a moment like he wanted to maybe hesitate to throw, but couldn't do it as Aiden Fleming got into the backfield. We're going to call it a sack. Mark it back to the 46-yard line. That is -7 yards.
Interesting call there. I think just where you are, I think you just punt it away. Pooch punted away. I'm not sure if Sharp can do that like Bajent does that.
Certainly no opportunity there. The turnover on downs comes with 1:52 remaining in quarter number 1. Martinsburg now with their 3rd offensive possession. They have scored on each of the first 2 times they've had it, leading 13-0 from their own 46. The snap goes back, and it's Murphy Clement out there for the first time, and the quarterback rolling near side. Let's go. Hudson Clement with the catch. Grabbed from behind and forced out of bounds along the near side by Meisenzahl. Tyler Meisenzahl, 6 foot. The senior able to make that stop just shy of what was needed for a first. It'll be a gain of about 8.
Yeah, and we've talked to him twice this year when we had that Thursday night opener, and then as you guys heard on pregame show tonight in the huddle segment today, he's really just the leader of this team.
From the 46-yard line in Washington territory now. Clement awaiting that shotgun snap, has got it. Quick pitch near side, Xavion Kendall to the sideline. A little bit of a cutback move, able to slip through a tackle and then gets hit and brought down from behind inside the 35 at about the 33. Pretty nice play by Zach Wharton, the 6'1", 250-pound junior defensive lineman, to track that one down from behind.
Yeah, great job there. And if you really look at it, he almost got forced out right there by Crutchley, excuse me. And if he could have done that, that would have been a great play defensively for Washington. Unable to do that, though.
14 yards on that one, and back to the air on 1st and 10. Quick inside slant for the slot receiver to the left. That was Hudson Clement making the grab. He gets wrestled down just inside the 20 at the 19. That gain will be good for about 13 yards and a Bulldog first down.
And the brother-to-brother connection is just something that it's just so natural because they'd probably just catch it with each other all the time. They just throw the ball to each other every day.
Certainly looked pretty natural there, didn't it? Back to the ground game on a 1st down and 10. Nothing doing this time. Washington able to fill that hole, and it looked like King this time getting the carry. Haven't seen King carry the ball a ton. 5 carries, 49 yards, 1 touchdown coming in.
That was last week's game, right?
Yeah, got met in the hole. Got taken down at the 16-yard line. So a pickup of just about 3 from the 16. We'll call it a 2nd down and 7. 5th play of the possession. They'll fake the give, and this time Murphy Clement keeps it straight ahead running. He is down close to the 11-yard line. Nice play along that defensive front for Logan Comer, 6'1", 184-pounder. Listed as a linebacker, so he came up and filled that hole. Where's that 72? That's a lineman number, right?
Yeah. And so close to a 1st down there, but it's 3rd down. It's not going to be a problem for Martinsburg, I don't think.
Put it down at around the 11, so that gain good for about 5 on a 3rd down, roughly 1. It's the middle screen. It's caught by Hudson Clement. Nobody home on the right side, and he turns to his right and sprints for the pylon in for the Martinsburg Bulldog touchdown.
And it really looked like Clement there was kind of struggling, kind of looked a little nervous, but then, look, he found, who did he find? His brother. Touchdown for 6.
Martinsburg facing their first 3rd down so far in this game. A 3rd down and about 1.5, and they get the 11-yard touchdown pass. Murphy Clement to Hudson Clement. For Hudson, that is his 2nd touchdown of the day, so 5, make it 6 touchdown catches for Murphy Clement. Touchdown pass number 9. Martinsburg will try for 2. The pass incomplete. 2-point conversion fails. And that is the final play of quarter number 1. Look at the clock. We're going to quarter number 2 when we come back with Martinsburg in front. 19-0.
Looking to buy a home in the Eastern Panhandle? Having trouble getting your house sold? Then call Chris Ross and the Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams. A Martinsburg High School graduate, Chris knows the local market, and he's proven it as the #1 real estate team in West Virginia in 2019. Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams. Phone 304-579-7349 or go to callchrisross.com. Let's celebrate your real estate milestone together.
When you've been in a wreck, you're hurting, you're confused, the insurance company's calling you.
Insurance companies are not your friend. They have a duty to their shareholders, not to you. That's why you need to call us to make sure that you are maximizing what you are entitled to.
We've recovered over $100 million for our clients. Every case is different, no result is guaranteed. But one thing's for sure, we'll treat you like family.
Quarter number 1 going by very quickly. Never got a chance to let you know. Quarter 1 presented on TV 10 by Kelly Allstate Insurance. Also by Sutton & Janelle, attorneys at law, a full-service law firm helping individuals, families, and businesses with all of their legal needs. They're at 224 West King Street in Martinsburg. We're online at suttonandjanelle.com. Terwilliger approaches. Squib kick along the far side. Again, he hits it really hard, and it ends up going out of bounds. It'll go out, it looks like, at the 44. Washington, I'm sure, will take it, and the football will get moved forward an additional 5 yards. Drive summary brought to you by 61st District Delegate Jason Barrett, Trusted Leadership, Real Solutions. The Dogs have had it 3 times. They have put 3 touchdowns on the board. This time a 6-play, 54-yard drive. Took 1:52, closing out quarter number 1 with an 11-yard touchdown pass going from Murphy Clement to Hudson Clement. 2-point conversion failed. 19-0 Martinsburg. So that's a couple of times now the ball has gone out like that for the Dogs. So Martinsburg has 4 penalties for 20 yards.
Yeah, and this game definitely a lot different than last week's game where Martinsburg only had a 21-0 lead at halftime, and now it's already 19-0. We're just headed into the second quarter.
A little bit of a spread formation this time. Nobody in the backfield except for the quarterback. Penalty marker down as on that run, Rodrigo Delgado to his left, met after a gain of a couple and taken down, but there may be a hold.
Brought down by Christian Slapp.
Waiting for the official call. The indication, yep, it will be a hold. Our head referee is Michael Ritt, and he gives us the indication, and they will mark it off from, it looks like, the midfield stripe, so about a yard into that carry.
While we have a second, let's give a shout out to our colleague for Tuesdays and Thursdays, volleyball soccer, Jim Klein, hooking us up some Halloween Reese's. Always good broadcast food, just a little snack, a little sugar, little energy for the game.
The ball back at the 40-yard line. Thank you, Jim. Again, they'll run with that kind of spread offense. Couple receivers this way. Snap goes back, and boy, no place to go for Rodrigo Delgado. The line really just got pushed right back into him. Had a Slack, Taylor Parati, King, Fleming. Man, a bunch of Bulldogs meeting him in the hole and driving him backwards. Looks like they're going to mark his progress back at the 39, so it's a loss of only a yard.
Yeah, and that's the hard part about playing this kind of wing T-style offense is that you almost have to run on every play, and it just feels like, I was talking to Rob Mario this morning about the wing T-style offense. It's just a very old school offense, and it's just hard to get young players, I think, to buy into it these days because they all want to be about catching the ball and, being that flashy player outside.
Two receivers again come to this wide side right. Single receiver out to the left. Single set in the backfield, the quarterback. A little bit of a low snap, and wow. Aiden Fleming right there throwing off a lineman and making the big hit. And I'm waiting to see, is that Sharp? Yeah, that was Sharp who came in that time, who took that big hit.
And, that's definitely has to be candidate for the Cody's Body Shop collision of the game. Check out Cody's Body Shop at 851 Wilson Street in Martinsburg, family-owned and operated, offering superior customer service and great pricing for a job done by experienced certified technicians. Call 304-901-4777 or visit their Facebook page.
This is not where Washington wants to be. A 3rd down and 20 for a team that does not pass the ball a lot. Again, averaging only 27 passing yards a game roughly coming in. Austin Sharp, 14 of 30 for 108 yards through a couple of games this season. Their stats were incomplete coming out of last week's win against Parkview. Snap goes back, and Sharp is going to throw. The grab is made, but very quickly the receiver hit and taken down. That's Murphy Clement, who wrapped up Joseph Vrobel, the 6-foot junior, able to make that grab, but only for a pickup of 1.
And I know you're limited in your passing game, but I don't know what I don't know why you didn't wait maybe a few more seconds to see if anybody else was able to make that catch, but you only gained 1 yard on the play. I don't know. I don't get that play.
Gonna have to bring
the run the ball
punting unit on and to get that football out of there. Stephen Pritt, his first punt only went for about 19 yards, was really rushed as the snap back was high, floated to him. By the time he could go up, get it, and then try to get the punt away, he had a lot of pressure on him. So let's see what happens here. Musgrove back deep to return the punt. Again, it floats back there, and all he can do is go down. Rushing in on the play, Roman Pearson. Hudson Clement following him. And there was absolutely nothing Stephen Pritt could do. He froze for a moment going, do I try to punt it? And then went, I'm not going to get it out. And ultimately goes down back at the 24-yard line. That's minus 15 yards.
Yeah, and you're just gifting Martinsburg great field position here at the 24-yard line. And definitely a lot of extracurricular stuff starting to go on here. Saw some pushing and shoving.
On 1st down and 10, Ezra Bajan back out there at quarterback, throwing deep down the near side for Hudson Clement. But the pass overthrown and incomplete. Sharp was back there defensively.
Yeah, it kind of just sailed out of the end zone. There really was no play to be made on that ball, and Clement kind of had to go and kind of stop and start to get around the defensive back to even attempt to make to make a play on the ball, but it was just too far out of play.
First incompletion for a Martinsburg passer tonight. On second down, the snap goes back, and the quick pitch goes to Xavion Kendall, looking for running room to the right. A penalty marker in behind him as he cut up at the far side, hash mark inside the 20 to the 19. But I think we're getting a hold. It's coming back.
Yeah, and it's just can't do that.
Now, pretty much right at the line of scrimmage, so minus 10 on the hold. Should create a second down and 20 and roughly 5 penalties, 30 yards on Martinsburg.
And, I mean, the thing I feel like is when you see a team's penalized a lot, across the board, whether high school, college, NFL, usually that means they're on the losing end of games. But Martinsburg can commit 20 penalties, 30 penalties, and still win ball games. It's just the kind of team that they are.
Give him a yard. 3 carries, 17 yards now for Xavion Kendall. It will be a 2nd and 19 after the penalty marked off. And Bajan throwing near side, caught by Hudson Clement. Slips through a tackle at the 20 and then goes out of bounds. He stepped out of bounds at the 18-yard line.
That was just a great route by Clement to stop, turn around, catch the ball, and break a tackle. If he had just, stayed a little right, could have been in the end zone for a touchdown.
About 6 of 7 passing now for 112 yards for Ezra Bajent. On first down and 10 from the 18. Movement for Washington, but they did not get into the neutral zone. Bajent out of the gun awaiting the snap. 2 receivers to his right. Takes that snap. Throws over the middle. Oh, nearly the one-handed grab as Hudson Clement reached up on a pass that was high up over his head. It stuck to his hand for a moment, but then fell incomplete.
I thought that was going to be a candidate and probably the winner of Kelly's Allstate Insurance Good Hands catch of the game. Just unable to pull it in. Would have been a clear-cut winner. Clear-cut winner would have actually said winner right now.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
No doubt.
That had a chance to be a spectacular grab. So it's, let's see, 4th down. I apologize. I was giving Martinsburg a first down. I misread the sticks over on that far side. So from the 18-yard line, this will bring up 4th down and just about 4 yards to go for a first. And they'll run an end around the handoff to Kendall, who gives instead to Hudson Clement going to his right. Clement gets some blocking on the outside and gets just inside that far side pylon into the end zone for the Martinsburg Bulldog touchdown.
Great job by Clement to bounce it outside and just dodge all the would-be tacklers out there and get in the end zone for 6 more. And Martinsburg already up 25-0.
So the Dogs now 1 for 1 on 4th down conversions, and it's pretty nice when you can be 4th and 4 from the 18 and do an end around that gives you an 18-yard touchdown run.
Yeah, I think that could be a candidate for Orsini's Home Store electrifying play of the game. Got the crowd going a little bit on 4th down and 4.
Dogs have the ball placed on the near side hash mark as they will go for 2. Hudson Clement heading far side. Nobody went with him, and it's an easy pass for Ezra Bajent rolling to his right, hitting Hudson Clement for the 2-point conversion. 7:42 to play in the first half. Let's take a break as the Bulldog lead is now at 27-0.
Home Helpers of the Eastern Panhandle, making life easier for you, your family, and especially your loved one who needs care. Locally owned, you can trust their professionally trained staff to provide the best possible care, allowing your loved one to remain where they're happiest, in their home. From a few hours to 24/7 service, they'll work with you to develop a custom plan to best meet your needs, including meal prep, light housekeeping, and transportation. Call 304-433-8000 or visit homehelpershomecare.com/panhandle or visit them on Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg. Each office independently owned and operated.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg has a brand new list of daily specials. Monday, stop on in for burger night or enjoy a nice juicy steak every Tuesday and Wednesday. The Palace Lounge also offers freshly steamed shrimp Thursdays and chef specials every Friday and Saturday. Sunday is all-day breakfast and there are drink specials daily too. So come enjoy the Palace Lounge. You can find them on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard.
We're good.
I'll give you the drive summary after the Brent Terwilliger ensuing kickoff from the 40 to our right. He approaches and pops it up along this near side, and that one will be grabbed, and the return man never gave an indication of a fair catch. That's Justin Miller, senior wideout and defensive back, who after grabbing that one took a pretty good hit from Kai Fagan.
Yeah, and I like what Washington's able to do on special teams, not giving Martinsburg back the ball, not giving free possessions. They're not getting anywhere on the kickoff returns and not really able to do much on offense so far, but as long as you're able to not give Martinsburg extra possessions, you can do it.
Scoring drive summary brought to you by 61st District Delegate Jason Barrett, Trusted Leadership, Real Solutions. After the not blocked punt, but the high snap that forced the punter to go down, Martinsburg needed only 44 seconds of 4 plays to cover 24 yards, 18 yards on the end-around run for Hudson Clement. Martinsburg with a 27-0 lead after the 2-point conversion. Back to that ground game for Washington. Snap going back to Delgado, the quarterback. Gave a little bit of a counter move to his left and then turned and went right up the near side hash mark. He's out to about the 39, so a pickup of 4.
And I'm seeing great plays. They just got to string together these great plays offensively for Washington. I'm seeing good things, just never back-to-back or in the same drive.
Yeah, that's that challenge sometimes, especially against a Bulldog defense that is as strong as it is. From the 39, their own 39 on a 2nd and 6. Down 27-0 under 7 minutes on a running second quarter clock. 2 guys in that backfield, both with the hands out, and the snap is back, and that is Delgado on the carry. Delgado again just trying to follow those blocks, and a pretty good push that time from the offensive front, as it looks like they're going to mark him close to the 44.
Give him 5, right?
Yeah, they do set it down after a gain of 5, so it's a 3rd down and 1.
You know, I think I'm just predicted the future. I said they weren't able to put back-to-back good plays together. They just put back-to-back 4-yard plays together.
Now they got to capitalize on a 3rd and 1. They're just 1 of 4 on 3rd down conversions.
This is probably their closest 3rd down conversion of the night so far.
Well, they had a 3rd and 1 back in that opening possession, picked up 2 yards, and that's their only 1st down so far tonight. Got to be able to do it again here. Delgado awaiting the snap. He's got it. Yep, dogs are coming. Good push by that offensive front line. Delgado wrapped up, and I believe we got a penalty marker down right at the end of the play.
We got some chippiness down there.
Yeah, a little shove right at the end. I think the players have made peace. The gain out to the 46 for a pickup of 2, but now we got to check the penalty. Will it come before or after the play?
Let's see.
Personal foul against Martinsburg, so they'll tack it on at the end of what was a 2-yard gain for Delgado. So he does pick up the 1st down, his 2nd carry in which he has picked up a 1st down. And now they mark the penalty all the way down to that Bulldog 39-yard line. And looking back through the numbers, that is 6 penalties, 45 yards unofficially called on Martinsburg.
And if you're Washington, you have to take advantage of the free 15 yards you were just given after you got a 1st down. You just got to take advantage of this drive, put some points on the board, give yourself some confidence.
Ball along the near side, hash mark. Delgado, the lone set back there, taking that snap. No place to go. Boy, he was grabbed very quickly in the hole by Christian Slack, and the 6'2", 260-pound senior pushes him backwards. They'll mark him at the 40 for a loss of 1.
And I think if you're Martinsburg defensively, when you're going to wrap a guy up, already pushing back, I just think you just got to let go. Because I've seen a couple plays tonight where if you just did a little bit more of a push, you would have got the player on the ground and gotten yourself an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty.
They actually give him the line of scrimmage. I thought initially they were setting that down at the 40. They put it back at the 39, so 2nd and 10. Clock winding, 27-0 Martinsburg, 4:35 and counting till our halftime break. Wing back here to this near side, tight receiver as well. There is the snap back, and this time On that carry is Tyler Meisenzahl, the 6-foot senior, taking the snap. Tried to find some room to his left, and this will be a loss of a yard. Meisenzahl now at 3 carries for -5 with a loss there. And from the 40 of Martinsburg, third down about 11. 2 of 5 on third down conversions in this first half. Ball about the middle of the field. Now under 4 minutes to play in the half. Play clock down to 18, 17, 16 as Washington just breaks the huddle. They get to that football, sending a pair of wideouts here to the right, a single wideout to the left. An H-back in behind the tackle and tight end to this near side. Wanting to throw, Sharp lets it go, juggled and incomplete. Hudson Clement hitting the intended target while juggling to try to pull that one in. It was intended for Joseph Vrobel.
A great job by Clement. You know what? I think it was just his presence that Vrobel saw and knew that he was going to get hit hard if he grabbed that ball, so I think it kind of distracted him there. He had hands on the ball, just bobbled it.
Clearly the punt has not been very successful. So let's see if they'll elect to go for it as Austin Sharp went to the far sideline and now comes back to the huddle. And from the 40 of Martinsburg, 7th play of the possession, 4th and 11 coming. 0 for 2 on potential 4th down conversion attempts. Man comes in motion, puts 3 receivers near side, and Sharp's just going to punch it out of there. Wobbly kick headed far side. Takes a nice Washington bounce down inside the 20 to the 16-yard line.
And there's the special teams on the punt coverage that you want. Just kind of converge around the ball. Don't touch it until it stops.
Well, that worked. 24 yards on the punt. No return. Gives Martinsburg a little more territory that they will have to traverse if they're to find their way into the end zone over the final 3:24 of this first half. So from their own 16 as the Bulldogs line up, looks like Murphy Clement back out there at quarterback. Our second quarter being presented on TV 10 by Kelly Allstate Insurance and by Ollie's VIP North Side, where you can catch the game. Good food as well with friends. Penalty marker down as Murphy Clement, the quarterback on the keeper, went around the corner on the right side. A little bit of moving and dodging around some blocks and would-be tacklers, but we've got a hold pretty much right at the beginning of that play. That penalty marker is down right back at the 15, 16-yard line. That would lead you to believe that it's going to end up being probably, half the distance to the goal from there.
Yeah, and again, if you're Martinsburg, you want to clean up these penalties, but if you're the players, you know that it's not going to do anything to the game because you kind of already have this game in hand.
Yeah,
I hate to say it. It's 27-0, 3:17 left in the first half. But it's just hard to see Washington getting anything going on offense. They have yet to be able to do that.
53 penalty yards now for Martinsburg. That is a half the distance to the goal penalty. Put it back at the 8-yard line. It becomes a 1st down and 18. Murphy Clement in the gun awaiting the snap. He's got it. Straight ahead running into the secondary. Now angling near side. He's to the 20-yard line, to the 30-yard line. Outside the numbers to the 40 in the midfield stripe. It's a foot race. No one's going to get him. There goes Murphy Clement. He's to the 10, 5, into the end zone for the Martinsburg Bulldog touchdown. How do you like that? Make it 92 yards on the run.
92 yards on the run. Orsini's home store candidate for electrifying play of the game. Not surprised. Clement, another Clement. I feel like they win it every week.
They win it because they've earned it,
Yep.
No doubt about it. They have made the plays, and that was a big one. Very well blocked off the left side of the line, quickly getting him into the secondary, and then the downfield blocks freeing him to the sideline, and no one was going to catch him. Terwilliger on for the PAT. Dogs start in a muddle huddle, now move everybody together into a normal formation. Waiting for the snap back. There it is. Placement down, kick up. It's good. 2:48 remaining in our first half, and we take a break with Martinsburg in front, 34-0.
The right attorney can make all the difference in the outcome of your case.
I called Sutton and Janelle, the best lawyers you could ask for.
Sutton and Janelle Attorneys at Law. 70 years of collective legal experience, family law, criminal defense, DUI, personal injury, and mediation.
Sutton and Janelle got the most favorable outcome I could have expected.
Visit Sutton and Janelle's new historic location, 224 West King Street in Martinsburg. Online at suttonandjanelle.com. Sutton and Janelle Attorneys at Law. They value your rights and are passionate about your success.
See that Honda badge? It reveals more than the Ridgeline's maker. It's a testament to endurance and Honda ingenuity. So when the terrain ahead is full of challenges, brace yourself. The Honda Ridgeline is about to amaze you. Rise to the challenge with the rugged performance of the Honda Ridgeline.
Miller Honda, south of Winchester, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty. www.mymillerhonda.com.
We welcome you back into Coburn Field, along with Spencer Dupuy. I'm Matt Miller, Harry Brown, Isaiah Horner on cameras, Colin McLaughlin on the camera, our sideline reporter, on-site technician as well, Donna Schaffner, our producer. Scoring drive brought to you by Six Leadership Real Solutions. Not really a drive. Backs him up to the 8-yard line and 2-yard touchdown run. Popped up kick along the called for this time at May. Miller, the senior, who caught one the last line, this time got the hand up. Catch from the 43-yard football.
Coach Glenn Simpson definitely say during practice this week, the one Tuesday to get the interviews for the pregame set up when we were leaving and see what was the action on the practice field. Something wrong, and he said you can't make those mistakes.
Martinsburg with 4-0. There is the snap back and on snaps through a hole on this right sideline, gets inside the Bulldog 28-yard line. He has through that hole. He has.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg has a brand new list of daily specials. Monday, stop on in for burger night or enjoy a nice juicy steak every Tuesday and Wednesday. The Palace Lounge also offers freshly steamed shrimp Thursdays and chef specials every Friday and Saturday. Sunday is all-day breakfast and there are drink specials daily too. So come enjoy the Palace Lounge. You can find them on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard.
First half, 34-0, the Bulldog lead. They've scored on each possession in this first half.
I mean, if you're Washington, you definitely want to let the clock run down a little bit.
Grant Clark in the backfield. He'll be a blocker. Nope, they'll hand him the football. That was Sharp out there that time. He gave it to Clark, running to his left on a counter play. Gets inside the 25 down to the 24-yard line. So a pickup of about 5.
Mixing it up a little bit on that counter play and picking up some yards. That's what you want to see. Third down now, and what is that, 6?
Yeah, about 6 to go for that first down, and we'll have a timeout, Martinsburg. Let's take a 30-second break, 30 seconds, and then we will return. 1:35 remaining in the half, in Martinsburg leading 34-0.
The Mid-Atlantic Group has been serving the area's insurance needs for 40 years. We are an independent insurance agency, therefore we can offer insurance from many insurance companies. Find the right coverage at the right price with Easy Payment Plan. Located at 201 West Martin Street in Martinsburg, the Mid-Atlantic Group is easily accessible from Morgan, Jefferson, and Berkeley County. To set up an appointment with a local insurance professional, give them a call today at 304-267-8989. That's the Mid-Atlantic Group at 201 West Martin Street in Martinsburg. Let them help insure you today.
Quarter number 2 presented on TV 10 by Ollie's VIP North Side at 36 Veronica Drive in Martinsburg. Join friends at Ollie's to watch the game and enjoy great food and a good time. Also, Kelly Allstate Insurance. For all of your insurance needs, call Gary Kelly at 304-263-4596 or stop by 724 Lakeview Drive in Martinsburg.
If you ever want a good cheesesteak, Ollie's.
There you go.
Had one a few weeks ago.
Once again, in that backfield is Clark. He's to the right side of the quarterback. I believe that's Delgado, and it is back out there. Delgado keeping it this time. Still, they ran that little hesitation to the right, then went back to the left, and Cam Shallis was right there to wrap him up.
And I think if you were able to get outside a little bit more, you had some blockers in front of you. You could have made a play to get closer to that inside the 20, but unable to. Now we're at 4th down again, and about 5.5 it looks like.
Yeah, absolutely no gain on that play. And Martinsburg this time going to go ahead and burn a timeout as they want the opportunity to force this 4th down play and maybe get that football back. 15 carries, 49 yards for Delgado. And from the 24 of Martinsburg, Will Washington, is it too far for a field goal? They got a pair of place kickers, including the young lady Hannah Hill, a 5'5", 120-pound senior. She's 2 for 2 on field goals, but the long 24 yards, we saw that one, in fact, both field goals in that opener against Hedgesville. Also there to kick is Avron McGinnis. He handled the opening kickoff, but this is going to be outside of their range, and so it will be a 4th down and 6 from the Martinsburg 24-yard line. There is the snap back, and coming here to the near side, Delgado grabbed as Shallis got him from behind. Murphy Clement met him in the hole. A loss of 1 back to the 25-yard line, and Martinsburg will take over.
And that drive started, gave you some good momentum, and just unable to continue it to get inside the red zone and potentially have a field goal opportunity.
Well, Martinsburg taking over with 1:22 to play in this first half, so they still have plenty of time with the way this offense has been able to move to begin to really work on the 2-minute offense. Snap goes back. Ezra Bajan wants to throw. Over the middle, grab is made. That's Hudson Clement turning the corner, getting to the far side, and eventually does get out of bounds at the 39-yard line. So that gain good for 15 yards from Bajan to Hudson Clement. 1st and 10 coming, and for the Dogs, that's 9. Got to add this up. That would be 10. That would be 11. That is 12 Bulldog first downs in this first half.
Clock now under a minute left.
From their own 39. Clock still winding, even though he did get out of bounds on that play. Snap goes back, and Bajan runs a pitch to that far side. That's Xavion Kendall. Will he get out of bounds? He is driven out of bounds at the 44, it looks like. And a timeout taken by Martinsburg.
Yeah, Coach Sherman takes another timeout.
So that game going to be good for about 5. 2nd and 5 coming for Martinsburg after the timeout. Let's again take a 30-second break, Nick, just 30 seconds, and then we will return with 45.5 seconds left in the first half, and Martinsburg leading 34-0.
When will I be able to retire? How do I make the most of the money I have? How do I leave a lasting legacy to my loved ones? I'm Philip McCoy, financial advisor with the Mirius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. Call us today at 304-263-4343 to help you make the most of your financial future. Our office is located at 1270 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC.
So we are back again here at Coburn Field. Coming up at the half, we'll recap the scoring, give a little analysis, send it back for scores from around the EPAC and the Mountain State. Nick Verzolini has that from the studio. We'll take some stats as well.
Some big AAA matchups going on in the state this week.
All right, out of the timeout, a 2nd down and 5 for Martinsburg. Snap is back. Ezra Bajan has time. Going to loft it up down that far sideline and incomplete. Jacob Barrick, the intended target. No penalty marker down. Pretty good coverage from Tyler Meisenzahl. There was definitely contact, but I think Meisenzahl was trying to get that head around, and so they will not drop a flag. It's incomplete.
Yeah, it definitely was an interesting pass for Meisenzahl to try and cover.
In a case there where if Bajan could get a little more on it, his receiver seemed like he could have gone past the defender to maybe make that over-the-shoulder catch. As is, it's 3rd down and 5 from the 44. And Bajan again to throw. Lets it go far side. The out pattern, and Barrick makes that catch. Gets forced out of bounds by Meisenzahl. See where they spot it. It'll be at the 48 in Washington territory. So that one good for about 8 yards, and that is a Bulldog first down. Jacob Barrick pretty involved in the offense passing game so far in this one. From the 48-yard line on a first down and 10. Clock continues to wind down to 25 seconds. Bajan again to throw, and hold on after the snap. Procedure on Martinsburg. Wow, that was a very late whistle for a procedure penalty. -5. And for the Bulldogs, unofficially 8 penalties for about 58 yards in this first half. It becomes a first down and 15, and now from their own 47. Clock moving again down to 16 seconds. There is the snap back. Ezra Bajan rolls a little bit near side, lets the pass go in and out of the hands of the receiver as Roman Pearson, I think, was ready to move before making the catch. Benjamin Riston, junior defensive back, right there on the coverage. The pass incomplete. Clock does stop with 11 seconds left. With the incompletion, a second down, about 15 coming for the Bulldogs from their own 47. We'll hear from Britt Sherman as the Dogs head into the locker room at the half. There is the snap back, and Bajan ready to throw, dumps it off, and it's Xavion Kendall with the wide receiver screen, breaks a tackle along the near side hash marks. He's to the 30, blockers to the 20, he's to the 15, 10, 5, and into the end zone for the Martinsburg Bulldog. Touchdown on the final play of the first half. The screen will cover 53 yards for the score.
And great job there by Xavion Kendall to be aware of the clock and be knowing that he needed to get to the end zone, or they were going to go into halftime and not have been able to score on that possession.
Boy, how do you like that? They scored on the final play of the first quarter. Remember that? The 11-yard touchdown pass. And now this one, a 53-yard scoring strike. That closes out the second quarter. Brent Terwilliger for the PAT. Snap is back. Hudson Clement gets it down. Kick is up. It is through. All right, we're going to go ahead and keep it right here for a moment as the teams will begin to make their way off the field. And before they do, we want to have an opportunity to see if we can catch up with Britt Sherman, the head coach for Martinsburg. I am looking for him and looking for...
I see him. I'm looking for Colin.
Our own Colin McLaughlin. Not sure I see Colin down there right now. I know Colin had been dealing with another technical issue, but there he is. Let's go ahead and send it down. Colin, take it away.
Thank you, Matt and Spencer. Down here at half, up 35-0. It looks like it should be 41-0, Coach, after that last touchdown. They just changed it. There we go. But so far, so good. What have you liked from your team?
Just good effort. I mean, guys coming out, playing hard, just doing what they're supposed to do and executing.
Definitely back and forth between Murphy and Ezra with the quarterback going on all cylinders. What have you liked from those two so far?
Just being crisp, being field generals. When they get in there, just, doing what they're supposed to do.
All righty, thank you, Coach. See you in the postgame. Back up to you guys.
There you go. Colin, thank you. We'll get into our halftime activities after we take this timeout, a 2-minute break, and then we return to Coburn Field at the intermission. It's homecoming with Martinsburg leading Washington 41-0.
Ever try to collect on an insurance claim? Perhaps a homeowner's claim, auto accident, or fire. Insurance companies collect money from you for protection should something bad happen. And when it does, they don't want to pay, or they offer too little. At Mansion Ferretti, we have an attorney who worked defending insurance companies and knows all the dirty tricks they play to deny or lowball your claim. Call us today for help in getting what you really deserve. Mansion Ferretti, when you need justice.
This is Eric at Hagerstown Ford. Over the last decade, the way we buy things have evolved. Now, you get on your phone, click Want It, and it shows up at your front door. At Hagerstown Ford, it is that convenient. We've changed the car buying experience on the I-81 corridor forever. And with a return policy better than Walmart, there's absolutely no reason to buy a new or used car, truck, or SUV anywhere else. Just like Amazon, Hagerstown Ford will deliver the vehicle to you, where you are, and on your time. And if you don't want it, return it. No questions asked. Why waste your time at a car dealership playing the dumb back-and-forth games? Besides, we hate it more than you do. I assure you, No dealership from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C. will beat our price. No dealership from Chambersburg, Pennsylvania to Baltimore, Maryland will beat our price. And no other dealership will allow you to return it if you don't want it. Hagerstown Ford absolutely provides the best experience at the best price. Visit HagerstownFord.com to schedule your VIP experience. Click on the vehicle you want and get your new ride delivered to you at no risk. See dealer for details.
This is Matt Miller, along with my wife, Dale.
As homeowners, we've been through the mortgage process several times, and each time we went to Mark and Cheryl Savitt at the Mortgage Center.
They treat you like family with personal one-on-one service, walking with you through the process from application to settlement.
Plus, low interest rates and closing costs.
The Mortgage Center is on Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
Phone 304-267-9040.
Or online at mortgagefinancing.com. NMLS number 237527, equal housing lender. We welcome you back into Coburn Field, getting into our halftime activities and brought to you by Mansion Ferretti Law Firm in Martinsburg, where it's about seeking justice for you. Go to wvjusticelawyers.com. 6 possessions in the first half, 6 touchdowns for Martinsburg, a 29-yard scoring strike. Ezra Bajan to Hudson Clement got it started 7-0 Martinsburg. Then an 18-yard strike as Bajan hit Roman Pearson, and that made it 13-0 as the Bulldogs failed as the extra point was blocked. And that was the first time Brent Terwilliger did not get an extra point to go through this season. Final play of quarter number 1, an 11-yard touchdown pass as Murphy Clement at quarterback hit his brother Hudson Clement, and Martinsburg went for the 2-point conversion. Again, didn't get it after 1. Martinsburg led 19-0. After getting great field position on a bit of a bad snap on a punt for Washington, Martinsburg took over at the 24-yard line, and just 4 plays later it was a 18-yard touchdown run on an end around for Hudson Clement. The 2-point conversion made it 27-0 Martinsburg. Then Murphy Clement with a 92-yard touchdown run. Extra point made it 34-0. And on the final play of the first half, a 53-yard pass play, a screen from Ezra Bajan to Xavion Kendall, followed his blocks down the near sideline into the end zone. Extra point up and good, and well, here we are. Martinsburg 41 and Washington nothing at the half.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I kind of expected this game to go like this. Expected Washington to be a little bit more competitive in this one. Just unable to string consecutive plays together that were good.
Yeah, Martinsburg.
They had individual, some great plays, chunk plays, just not on the same drives.
Yeah, there it is. They've had a 29-yard run, their biggest play from a scrimmage. Their next biggest play from scrimmage is 5 yards, and they've done that 3 different times. But outside of that, just haven't been able to get enough going with that offense. And as a result, well, too much Martinsburg being on the field, and the Bulldogs lead by a 41-0 score. I don't know how much we can pick up. They've got the homecoming activities going on. Boy, you can look at the homecoming court along that far side as they're lined up on the track and then making their way out onto the field. We are going to have to send it back to the studio, though, and continue our regular halftime. We'll try to find out who that homecoming king and queen are and let you know that later on in our halftime show. Nick Verzolini standing by. He's got scores from around the EPAC and the Mountain State. We're going to send it back to that studio, reminding you our score here at the half. It is Martinsburg 41, Washington nothing.
Spring Valley Farm and Orchard in beautiful Hampshire County is owned by the Cooks, Eli and Misty, and their 3 children who farm on 820 acres and grow fresh peaches, apples, corn, tomatoes, melons, squash, zucchini, beans, and more. Spring Valley Farm Market has a new location at 1793 Dry Run Road in Martinsburg and a Winchester location too. Open Monday through Saturday 9 until 5 and Sunday 9 to 4. For the freshest, highest quality fruit and produce, shop Spring Valley Farm Market. Buy fresh, buy local.
Ollie's VIP Northside is the best local spot to catch all of your favorite high school, college, and pro sports, or to hang out with friends. Ollie's has a great beer and cocktail menu, along with a food menu that will blow you away. Ollie's offers multiple TVs to watch the game of your choice from anywhere at the bar, or their outdoor patio with cornhole and fire pit. So stop by and see for yourself today at 36 Veronica Drive in Martinsburg. That's Ollie's VIP North Side. We'll see you for the game.
Youth Wrestling is back in Martinsburg. Martinsburg Mat Club is excited to announce we are opening registration on Monday and Tuesday evenings from 6 to 7:30 p.m. at the Main Street Athletics Facility located at 303 West Main Street in Hedgesville. Registration is open to athletes between the ages 6 to 14 years old. More information can be found by following/contacting us on Facebook. That's facebook.com/Martinsburg-Mat-Club.
You need to keep your vehicle in good working order, but car and truck repairs can be very costly. Bears Repair in Martinsburg performs all kinds of auto repairs at prices most often well below their competition. Bears Repair offers tune-ups, oil change and lubrication, small and large engine and transmission repair, wheel balancing, front-end alignment, exhaust system replacement, air conditioning checks, auto inspections, and new tires. Stop by for a free estimate at Bears Repair, 904 Winchester Avenue in Martinsburg, phone 262-0208. Bears Repair.
Welcome into your halftime scoreboard update. South Hagerstown trailing Jefferson 34-0 at the half, but our game, Martinsburg 40-0 over Washington here at 41-0, here at halftime. Hedgesville and Spring Mills also doing battle in the EPAC. Hedgesville, last time I saw it, there was no score in that game, and that stays true. Still no score between those two teams. Musselman and Morgantown leading 18-7 in that one at the half. Look around the rest of AAA. A huge game going on between number 1 Huntington and number 8 Spring Valley. No score in that one in the second quarter. Princeton Woodrow Wilson tied at 7 in the second quarter in that one. Cowell Midland leading Oak Hill 28-0. South Charleston leading George Washington 7-0 in the second quarter. South Charleston trying to bounce back after a tough loss to Spring Valley last week. Roane County AA school leading Ripley 16-0. Brooke, Marietta, Ohio, no score. Lincoln County and Raceland, Kentucky. Raceland leading 8-0 in that ball game. And then Riverside leads St. Albans 8-0. And then in AA, we have a few key games for you. North Marion getting the win over AAA Preston 31-12. Liberty Raleigh leading Wayne 16-14. Greenbrier East leads Mingo Central 17-0. Logan leading Nitro 7-0. Polka leading Sissonville 21-3. Mountain Ridge, Maryland leading 28-6. Herbert Hoover over Chapmanville 28-7 right now at the half. Lincoln leading Lewis County, 7-6. Kaiser, the number 1 team in AA, leads Northern Garrett, Maryland 19-15 at the half. And then some quick Class A or Single A scores for you. Tigris Valley leading Richwood 7-0. And Magnolia leading 3-0 in its game against Union Local of Ohio. St. Mary's leading Williamstown 7-0. Greenbrier West leading Meadowbridge 19-6. 41-0 Clay Patel over Hancock, Maryland. Nicholas County leading Midland Trail 14-6. Ritchie County leading Ravenswood 27. Independence leads Summers County 6-0. Doodridge County with the lead over Ritt County 27-0, and East Hardy leading Pocahontas County now 31-0. So those are some of the scores from around the Mountain State. We'll have more in the post game. We'll send it back to Matt and Spencer after a quick 2-minute break. This is West Virginia High School football on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Home Helpers of the Eastern Panhandle, making life easier for you, your family, and especially your loved one who needs care. We offer Direct Link's exclusive line of medical alert systems, monitored 24/7 by CSAA 5 Diamond Certified Care Center with help at the touch of a button. Free installation and no long-term contracts. Call 304-433-8000 or visit homehelpershomecare.com/panhandle or stop by and see them. They're located on Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg. Each office independently owned and operated.
Looking to buy a home in the Eastern Panhandle? Having trouble getting your house sold? Then call Chris Ross and the Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams. A Martinsburg High School graduate, Chris knows the local market, and he's proven it as the #1 real estate team in West Virginia in 2019. Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams. Phone 304-579-7349 or go to callchrisross.com. Let's celebrate your real estate milestone together.
The right attorney can make all the difference in the outcome of your case.
I called Sutton and Janelle, the best lawyers you could ask for.
Sutton and Janelle Attorneys at Law. 70 years of collective legal experience. Family law, criminal defense, DUI, personal injury, and mediation.
Sutton and Janelle got the most favorable outcome I could have expected.
Visit Sutton and Janelle's new historic location, 224 West King Street in Martinsburg. Online at suttonandjanelle.com. Sutton and Janelle Attorneys at Law. They value your rights and are passionate about your success.
Hudson out there, I think. Is that Murphy or Hudson out there? Matt. What? That's 3, I think, right? At the 40? And then we got Jacob Zittle.
Well, it looks like we are back in time to be able to find out who our homecoming king and queen will be as they have presented the homecoming.
We got one more court member coming out. We got 4 members of the Martinsburg Bulldog football team.
I was going to say,
on the court.
Seeing some those charcoal uniforms out there. So, well, let's turn up our crowd, Mike. See what we can do to pick up the announcement of who the king and queen will be.
Science National Honor Society, Business Education Partnership Leadership Academy, Multicultural Club, Children's Hospital Club, and Student Council. Congratulations, Falcons! Crowning our queen this year is our 2019 queen, Miss Vanessa Gutierrez. Welcome back, Vanessa. Crowning our king this year is our principal, Mr. Trent Sherman, along with our assistant principals, Miss Glover and Miss Doyle, who will be sashing our king and queen. And now, for the moment we've been waiting for, the 2021 Martinsburg High School Homecoming King and Queen are Kamarian Dow and Kaylee Daston.
So there you go. Our homecoming king and queen announced here at the half, part of our Mansion Ferretti Law Firm halftime show. Time for us to take a look at the numbers from this first half. They're brought to you by Dobson and Associates PLLC, providing all of your back office needs. Just phone 304-264-0437. All right, let's start with the Martinsburg defense and what Washington has or really hasn't been able to do with the football, Spencer. Here we go. 26 plays, just 32 yards of offense for Washington in the first half. That loss of 15 yards on the high snap on the punt, really taking a bite out of any of the positive yards that they had in the first half. 31 of those 32 yards are rushing, and 1 came through the air. They have just 3 first downs in their 5 possessions. They punted twice. They tried to punt one other time and had that high snap, so technically 3 turnovers on downs. Have been good as far as not being penalized. 3 penalties for just 22 yards. On third down, 3 of 7, and on fourth down, 0 for 3. Individual numbers for Washington. Leading the ground game is Rodrigo Delgado, the quarterback, at 16 carries for 48 yards. 1 carry for Grant Clark. He picked up 5 yards. 3 carries minus 5 yards for Tyler Meisenzahl, and 3 carries for minus 2 yards as well for Austin Sharp, who has thrown the only 2 passes for Washington, 1 of 2 for 1 yard, and the lone completion went to Joseph Vrobel. For Martinsburg, they likewise ran 26 plays in the first half. But Martinsburg tallied 387 yards, 167 on the ground, and 220 coming through the air. Martinsburg had 6 possessions and put 6 touchdowns on the board, 14 first downs for the Dogs. They were penalized 8 times for 58 yards, 2 of 3 on third down conversions, and Martinsburg 1 of 1 on fourth down conversions. Individually, Ezra Bajent, great night, 9 of 13, 188 yards unofficially, and that includes 3 touchdown passes, 1, 2, 3, yes, as he connected with Hudson Clement, Roman Pearson, and Xavion Kendall. Also throwing the football, 3 for 3 for 32 yards and a touchdown for Murphy Clement. He connected with his brother, Hudson Clement. Murphy also has a 92-yard touchdown run, and Hudson also has an 18-yard touchdown run. So let's look at the running totals. 2 carries, 97 yards for Murphy Clement. A couple of carries, 25 yards, and a score for Hudson Clement. 4 carries, 22 yards for Xavion Kendall. There was a carry for 3 yards. That went for Eric King, and a carry for no yards on an end around for Jacob Barrick. I haven't had the opportunity to tally up the receiving totals, but I can tell you Hudson Clement has a 29-yard touchdown reception, another 8-yard reception, a 13-yard reception, an 11-yard touchdown reception, continuing down through another 15-yard catch. You get an idea why this young man is being considered as the top wide receiver prospect across the mountain state of West Virginia. Spreading that ball around, the 2 quarterbacks for Martinsburg getting a lot of guys involved, and Martinsburg with the 41-0 halftime lead. Spencer, this one's playing out the way really each of these matchups has. This is the 14th meeting since Washington High School opened in 2008. Listen to these numbers. Martinsburg's won all 13 meetings. The average yards per game have been 408 to 108. And Martinsburg right now at 387, Washington at just 32. And the average score has been 55-5. And Martinsburg already at 41 points at the intermission.
Well, I've got a question for you because I haven't done my digging into history, and I know you're the Eastern Panhandle Athletic Conference historian. How long has Glenn Simpson been coaching? How long have they run the wing T?
Well, this is the 6th year for Coach Simpson. The first couple of years they did go a little more of the spread style of offense, and it's been the last couple that, 3 years really, if you will, kind of saying, you know, we don't have the personnel to do that. He said, while we are a AAA school in size, the size of our football team, the number of players coming out, the things that we're capable of doing are a lot like smaller schools in the state. So let's go to one of those small school style of offenses in that single wing, and they have had some success as they went 3-7 in 2019 after an 0-10 season, then 5-5 in 2020, made it to the playoffs for just the second time in program history last year, suffered a round 1 loss against Bridgeport, and now this year at 2-3 on the season. Again, 2-2 on the field. One of those losses, the forfeit loss, as a result of an early bout with COVID in the second week of the season. But team going in the right direction, just running into a buzzsaw here tonight in a Martinsburg team that is, again, in contention to be a state champion. Look, while we talk about that, here's the idea of what you're looking at with a relatively young program in Washington. Since 2010, Martinsburg in 12 seasons has 139 wins and just 8 losses.
Yeah.
A win tonight makes them 140-8 in their last 148 games. Think about that. And 3 of those 8 losses came in the same 2015 season. in which they finished at 8 wins and 3 losses it was in that year. So you look back and go for a 14-0 season in 2010, 14-0 in 2011, 13-1 in 2012 and 2013, 11-2 in 2014, then that 8-3 season in 2015, and then 14-0, 14-0, 14-0, 14-0, 5-1 last year, and didn't lose on the field in the playoffs. They lost a regular season matchup against Spring Valley that snapped the state record 57-game winning streak, but Martinsburg still has won 66 of their last 67 and has won 4 of the last 5 state championships, and seem like they'll be fighting for another one this year.
Yeah, definitely, and the only thing that could prevent them from that again is the COVID bug. But so far, so good. Let's keep it going COVID-wise for Martinsburg, and you could see another state championship.
Certainly a possibility. As for the Eastern Panhandle against the Bulldogs, well, that string continues as well. This would be win number 120 against 28 losses against the EPAC schools, Musselman, Hedgesville, Jefferson, Washington, Spring Mills, 91-9 since the 1997 season. It will be win number 91 in the last 93 meetings against EPAC schools, and it will be the 68th consecutive win since their last EPAC loss in 2007 against Jefferson. And when you put the streaks together, 23 in a row against Musselman, 25 in a row against Hedgesville, 12 in a row against Jefferson. A win tonight makes it 14 straight against Washington and 9-0 against Spring Mills. And you are talking about what would be 82 in a row overall when you put all of those streaks together. So, I mean, that is a lot that has been happening right now, positive for these Martinsburg Bulldogs. All right, they've got the lead at the intermission. 41-0 is the score. Let's send it back to the studio and take our final 2-minute timeout. When we come back, we'll get you ready for the second half of action. By the way, the first half stats brought to you by Dobson & Associates PLLC, providing all of your back office needs. That includes accounting, payroll, and human resources. You can see them at 217 West Burke Street in Martinsburg or phone them at 304-264-0437. This is West Virginia High School Football on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Mayhem is everywhere.
I'm your new bangs, and you can't stop staring at me. That's it. Just tilt the rearview mirror over here. And while you're checking me out more times than a library book, your car is wandering into that lane over there. More bangs. Neat. And if you've got cut rate insurance, you could be paying for this yourself. So get Allstate.
Call Martinsburg Allstate agent Gary Kelly today at 304-263-4596.
Ever try to collect on an insurance claim? Perhaps a homeowner's claim, auto accident, or fire. Insurance companies collect money from you for protection should something bad happen. And when it does, they don't want to pay, or they offer too little. At Mansion Ferretti, we have an attorney who worked defending insurance companies and knows all the dirty tricks they play to deny or lowball your claim. Call us today for help in getting what you really deserve. Mansion Ferretti, when you need justice.
Conveniently located at 440 Williamsport Pike in Martinsburg, Sunset Car Wash's staff specializes in keeping your car clean. From our famous 3-minute cloth wash to our touchless automatic and 6 self-serve bays, we offer whatever preference you have for your car wash needs. If your vehicle could talk, it would say, "Take me to Sunset Car Wash." That's Sunset Car Wash at 440 Williamsport Pike in Martinsburg. Locally owned and operated.
This is Ben Copenhaver, your local alarm professional at Dynamark Atlantic Security. Did you know that home break-ins are 6% more likely during the day? That's right. The bad guys know when you're away, and they are smarter than you think. Dynamark Atlantic Security has the security solutions for you. Don't commit the error when the game is on the line. Phone me today at 304-671-2158 to learn how to play good defense against the bad guys. Dynamark Atlantic Security. Call today at 304-671-2158.
Goodbye, the Mansion Ferretti Law Firm in Martinsburg, where it's about seeking justice for you. Go to wvjusticelawyers.com. One captain from each team meeting at the midfield stripe as we get ready for the second half. Washington will get the football to start our second half of play. down 41-0. Let's see what they will do with it as they will return the kick from left to right. Martinsburg will kick from right to left. And our second half kick is a service of Bears Repair, 904 Winchester Avenue in Martinsburg. For all of your automotive repair needs, call the certified mechanics at Bears Repair, 304-262-0208. You look at the WVSS-AC computer ratings. To me, now's the time we finally look at them. They come out after like the third week of the season, and I still
think you got to wait a couple weeks.
I was going to say, I've said it before.
Week 7, 8 is when you start looking at.
Too early.
But say 7, week 7.
At least now we're midway through the season. Huntington, Jefferson, Martinsburg, all at 5-0. So too is University. They're 1, 2, and 4. Jefferson and Martinsburg tied for that number 2 spot with 13.4 points. Remember, that's the system that is based on points for beating a like opponent. AAA means you get 12 points, and then bonus points for each team that the opponent that you beat has beaten. Add it all together, divide by the number of games played. Huntington right now in a big matchup, though, tonight as well.
Yeah, they're playing Spring Valley, and Spring Valley up 6-0 at halftime. And from what I understand, talking to a guy that I went to school with, his brothers on the team, Huntington just not executing the way they should be.
We get a popped-up kick along the near sideline that bounces out of bounds just before Sherrod Musgrove could get there for the Bulldogs. He was the end man on this near side, streaking down the sideline, hoping he might be able to grab that kick, but just couldn't do it. It went out of bounds at the 37. So they should move it out to about the 42-yard line, and Martinsburg starts the second half, picking up their 9th penalty for 63 yards. That's +5 on the out of bounds on the kick. No time went off the clock, so exactly 12 minutes to play. Quarter number 3 on 1st down and 10.
Again, Washington, great field position.
Yep, lining up in just what you'd expect. The really tight formation with a couple of guys back there, hands out, waiting for the ball. Snap to Rodrigo Delgado, and the sophomore quarterback pushes ahead for a pickup of 2. Hey, by the way, I want to make a correction. I mismarked on one of the receptions the yards. Ezra Bajent's actually thrown for 208 yards in the first half, so it's 240 passing yards, 147 rushing yards in total for Martinsburg in the first half. I knew I was having an issue with one of my stats and just couldn't quite put my finger on it and found it during that last break. 2nd down and 8. From their own 44, snap is back. Once again, Delgado looking to run here to the right. Wow, met in the hole by Cam Shallis. I believe it's Eric King as well. Yes, it is. They're at the top of the pile. Down at the bottom of the pile is Aiden Fleming.
Yeah, and that could be a candidate for Cody's Body Shop collision of the game. Just nowhere to go.
No,
honestly.
It looked like a hole initially, but it closed very fast and very hard. So from the 44, their own 44, 3rd and 8 coming. Washington in that first half just 3 of 7 on those 3rd down conversion attempts.
And I mentioned this in the first half. I think Martinsburg having to play Hedgesville last week, similar style of offense, gives them the upper hand because they got gashed on a few plays last week. And I think that definitely something Britt Sherman focused on in practice this week.
Snap back, Delgado rolling a little bit to the far side. Now just throws one up, and that one incomplete. Sherrod Musgrove able to get back defensively as the pass was intended for Brock Meadows. He's a sophomore listed as a tight end, and Delgado did not get much on that throw. Under duress, ended up throwing a kind of end-over-end type of pass.
Yeah, and I think Musgrove got a hand on it.
Incomplete pass. 4th down coming. First time Delgado has thrown. The first possession of this second half results in a potential punt very late, kind of changing out the personnel, but they will bring that punting unit in. Down to 18 seconds on that play clock as you get just what you would expect in this situation, and that is use as much of that clock as you can, although the game clock's not running because of an incomplete pass, so technically it really doesn't matter. In for that punt is Stephen Pritt. This time the snap is back to him. Floats a little bit, but right in his chest, and he kicks it out of bounds on the near side.
Not a good punt.
Yeah, it came off the side of his foot, and they will mark it at the Martinsburg 43-yard line.
Great field position coming out from Martinsburg here.
Wow. So again, marking it at the 43 means that punt covers just 13 yards. So with 10:09 to play, quarter number 3, first second half possession for the Bulldogs. From their own 43 on first down, Murphy Clement out there at quarterback. He's going to run it to the right, gives a late pitch to Hudson Clement down the far sideline inside the 40 to the 30 and dragged down from behind inside the 25. Mark him. Let's see where. Will they get the 20 or even the 19? They'll mark him, it looks like, right on the 20-yard line. So that run going to cover 37 yards. And we've seen more running out of Hudson Clement today than what we had seen the entire season coming in.
Yeah.
Clement is a wide receiver. Did have a couple of those end-around plays, but not much. 3 carries, 40 yards coming in. Snap is back. Murphy Clement on a little play action, throws over the middle and almost intercepted. One of the defensive backs, I believe that's Meisenzahl, and it is, stepped into the lane, and that one almost hit him in the chest on that pass that was intended for Cash Gideon.
Yeah, and I don't know why you even throw that pass, because it seems like you were looking the entire time at him. He was double covered as well.
2nd and 10 coming after the incompletion. First incompletion for Murphy Clement. 3 of 4 for 32 yards now. Back to the left of the quarterback as Murphy Clement takes the snap, rolls here to the near side, still rolling, lets it go. Hudson Clement high into the air, grabs it, penalty marker down well in behind the play. As Hudson Clement, did he get into the end zone?
It was close. It doesn't look like they're marking him there, but I thought he got in.
Looks like we may end up with an ineligible receiver downfield, as that play really took a long time in developing with Murphy Clement rolling to the near side. And yep, that's what it will be.
If that was a clean play, he'd definitely be in the running for the Kelly All-State Insurance Good Hands catch of the game right there. Just stabbed it out of the air, really, and held it up.
Yeah, he went up and got it at its highest point and then held it up there. Made sure, hey, no one's taking this ball from me, please.
No one's hitting it out of there either.
Move it back to the 25. It's a 2nd down and 15 after that penalty gets marked off. 2 receivers out to the wide side right. Snap goes back, and there's a lateral pass to the near side. Caught by Xavion Kendall. He works between the numbers and the sideline along the near side to the 15 and down, it looks like, to the 14-yard line. So that'll be a gain of close to 11. See where they're going to spot it. Yeah, and it ends up being what you would call a 3rd down, about 4. Can't beat that. Nice pickup to make a much more manageable 3rd down situation. Dogs in the first half, 2 of 3 on 3rd down conversion attempts. Murphy Clement gives the little touch pass to Hudson Clement, who came in motion from left to right. He gets to the numbers. Nice cutback move at the 5 as he cut to his left to get by a defender and then gets into the end zone for the Martinsburg Bulldog touchdown. That is a touch pass. It goes down as a touchdown pass. Murphy Clement to Hudson Clement.
Yeah, and great job by Hudson Clement to be able to just dodge the receiver and get in the end zone for another touchdown. I feel like we've been saying Clement to Clement too much tonight, but we do every week because that's just, they both make plays and to each other.
Oh, absolutely. So Brent Terwilliger for the PAT. Snap placement, kick is up. It is through. 8:43 remaining in quarter number 3. We take a break with Martinsburg now out in front. 48-0.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move, mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent in Martinsburg is Smallwood & Small Insurance. Get a quote at smallwoodandsmall.com.
Erie Insurance.
The right attorney can make all the difference in the outcome of your case.
I called Sutton and Janelle, the best lawyers you could ask for.
Sutton and Janelle Attorneys at Law. 70 years of collective legal experience, family law, criminal defense, DUI, personal injury, and mediation.
Sutton and Janelle got the most favorable outcome I could have expected.
Visit Sutton and Janelle's new historic location, 224 West King Street in Martinsburg. Online at suttonandjanelle.com. Sutton and Janelle Attorneys at Law. They value your rights and are passionate about your success.
Well, the ensuing kickoff coming from Brent Terwilliger after the Martinsburg four-play 57-yard, 1 minute, 26-second touchdown drive, 14 yards on the touchdown pass. Murphy Clement to Hudson Clement. The ensuing kickoff, nice high, deep kick, return man. Vrobel takes it at the 5 along the near side. Works to the middle of the field, up across the 15 and the 20. Yep, big hit as he got out to about the 23-yard line. Drive summary, a service of 61st District Delegate Jason Barrett. Trusted leadership, real solutions.
That's got to be a Cody's Auto Body Shop collision of the game candidate.
Pretty good shot there.
Yeah. I think that was Xerxes Yancey? I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. Xerxes Yancey.
Yes, Xerxes.
I think that was him. He was coming off the field really hyped up. It's hard to tell in that scramble.
Mark it out at the 23. Washington from their own 23-yard line.
This is their worst field position today, right?
Second offensive possession of this second half. Looking back through. Yep, it will be. There is the snap back, and there's a handoff, and Meisen's all able to break a tackle in the backfield. Well, at least one. As he worked to his left, he got hit still in the backfield and taken down. I think they're going to mark progress to that 21, so it ends up being a loss of 2.
I think we have a Martinsburg player down.
Yeah, we do. A Bulldog at the bottom of that pile. May have gotten a leg twisted up in there or something.
Is that Christian Slack?
It is, and Slack is limping. Kind of holding his right hip.
He's jogging off the field, though. He's a gamer for sure.
They do set it back to the 20, so it's -3 on that carry. And a tough night for Meisenzahl. He hasn't had a lot of carries, but that's 4 now for -8 yards. And that's because most of his runs have tended to be ones that are trying to go maybe around a corner or get outside just a little bit. There's too much speed on this Martinsburg defense. Clock continues to wind, 8:06. Slack to the sideline.
He doesn't want us to come out of the game.
Tight wing to the right, 2 backs side by side in the backfield, both with the hands out. See who the snap goes to. I believe that might be Delgado, who over top of the left side of the line will get a few as he gets back out to the 22-yard line, but that is really it. And that was Rodrigo Delgado. Give him 2 more. We've got him at, 19 carries, 52 yards. He's been a workhorse in this one. Give the young sophomore a ton of credit. 3rd down and 11.
Reminds me of last week. What was it? 34? How many Albright have last week?
Oh, yeah, over 30 carries. 33? I think it was 32.
32, 33, yeah.
Late coming onto the field for Martinsburg again is Xerxes Yancey, 5'10", 180-pound sophomore. Again, a back side by side with a tight wing here to the right side. And there is a jump pass over the middle, and the grab is made, but not, I don't think, going to be enough for the first down.
They give it to him.
So Delgado on the jump pass, able to get it to Dylan Painter, the 6-foot senior tight end, mark the football out to the 34-yard line, and, well, they do get 12 yards.
Wow.
The old jump pass. Tim Tebow would be proud.
That he would. And some defensive linemen, right?
Man, that is just the 4th first down for Washington. Nice play there to pick up 12. Second longest play from scrimmage that they have had in this one. Their longest pass play after just a 1-yard pass play in that first half. 6:20 and counting. Down to 5 seconds on the play clock. Dogs show blitz. Handoff. Clark grabbed in the backfield, spun down. Very quickly taken down on the play. There it is, Xerxes Yancey knifing through a hole and very quickly in the backfield making the stop for a loss of 2.
Making plays on special teams and on defense.
Couple of carries now, 3 yards after that loss of 2 for Grant Clark. He had a carry for 5 in that first half. From the 32, it'll be a second down, about 12 yards to go for a first. Nearing 5.5 minutes to play in quarter number 3. Martinsburg looking to improve to 6-0, headed on the road next Saturday for a matchup in Painesville, just outside of Cleveland, Ohio, against Riverside. I believe they're the Beavers, if I am correct. I looked it up, but my mind is drawing a blank right now. Snap goes back. Delgado coming to the right. Just lowers his head and shoulders. Tries to dive his way through a hole. Cam Shallis, one of the first ones there. The linebacker helping to knock him down. He picks up 2 back out to that 34, and it brings up a 3rd down and 10.
A gain of 3 yards. 3rd down and 10.
Boy, not much going again for this Washington offense. Tough to move that Bulldog defensive front, and then again dealing with the speed of that defensive line. 2 yards there, brings up a 3rd down and 10. Next week's game is Saturday. It's a 1 o'clock kickoff. And Spencer and Nick will have the call on that one. I will be at a wedding next Saturday.
Yeah, and the play-by-play guy in you was telling me yesterday, I'd be calling the game if it was here at Coburn Field.
I'd find a way. But the timing just won't work to travel 5+ hours to get up to Ohio.
Then back.
3rd down and 10. There is the snap back, and they'll keep it on the ground. And Delgado straight ahead running, follows the push of his line for a pickup of what looks to be about 4 yards as they set it down out at the 38. So it was a gain of 4, 21 carries, 58 yards for Rodrigo Delgado. Boy, we had, looking at the stat sheet and what we were given coming in, he was at about 23 carries for 176 yards and a couple of touchdowns. He's had more carries in this game than he had all season. Just got to like the way he's running the football. Good-looking young player. Under 3.5 minutes, and once again, Washington a little bit delayed in bringing the specialty unit on, but again, in this situation, got to try to punt it away and play for field position. The snap goes back, or no, it doesn't. We end up with movement, and it'll be offside on Martinsburg.
Still doesn't give him a first down, though.
It does not, but it may make head coach Glenn Simpson and his staff think about it.
Yeah, I mean, 4th and 1 at the 48-yard line, I'd think about it, and think that's what he's doing. He's bringing back the offense.
11 penalties, 73 yards for Martinsburg. And, yep, you move that football out closer to that 43-yard line. And now you bring up a 4th down and 1. So you say, what the heck, let's give it a try. In the backfield is Clark along with Delgado. 2 H-backs right up in front of one of those backs.
Got it.
And there is, the straight push forward, and Delgado's going to have the first down to the 45-yard line on a pickup of 2.
And if you're Washington, clearly out of this game, game's really over. But just to give you some confidence going forward is the best thing you can do for your team, especially if you're head coach Glenn Simpson. You could have really just punted that ball away because you're down 48-0. But no, he said, let's go for it. Let's try and get the first down. They get the first down, and now they're back in business, could get on the board here if they continue what they've done so far on this drive.
Mark it all the way out to the 46, so that gain was good for 3. That is 61 yards on now 22 carries for Delgado. A pair of first downs in this drive, and with the 8th play of the possession coming up, this is the longest possession for Washington tonight. Nearing 2 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter. The snap goes back, but hang on Penalty marker down procedure against Washington. They were really rushing as the play clock was down to 2, down to 1, and there was some kind of movement that's going to back them up 5.
You always hate that procedural penalty. You were just at the sticks, and now you're 5 yards behind the sticks.
So that is 4 penalties for 27 yards unofficially on Washington. Remember, one of those half the distance to the goal penalty on a PAT. So move it back to their own 41 on 1st and 15. Tight wing to the right, H-back out here as well. There's the inside handoff to Clark, and he gets met in the hole and driven down. Very late penalty marker coming down after that tackle was made by DJ Hassenbuehler. I think we're going to get a 5-yard face mask penalty. I don't think it was a personal foul, but it sure looked like, yeah, there it is, face mask Martinsburg. That occurred, it looks like, pretty much from the 40-yard line, or no, from the 41. I'm waiting to see where they're going to set it down.
Right back at the original sticks.
So plus 5 is 12 penalties, 78 yards now for Martinsburg.
Ball will be placed at the 40.
I just think it's funny. You get the penalty on Washington to move it back 5. On Martinsburg.
Hey, let's do it all over.
It's just like the penalties never occurred.
Ollie's VIP Northside is the best local spot to catch all of your favorite high school, college, and pro sports, or to hang out with friends. Ollie's has a great beer and cocktail menu, along with a food menu that will blow you away. Ollie's offers multiple TVs to watch the game of your choice from anywhere at the bar, or their outdoor patio with cornhole and fire pit. So stop by and see for yourself today at 36 Veronica Drive in Martinsburg. That's Ollie's VIP Northside. We'll see you for the game.
When will I be able to retire? How do I make the most of the money I have? How do I leave a lasting legacy to my loved ones? I'm Philip McCoy, financial advisor with the Mirius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. Call us today at 304-263-4343 to help you make the most of your financial future. Our office is located at 1270 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC.
I have somewhat of an aggressive personality. People will tell you that it's not always a good thing. I wanted to have a clothing line that represented me and what I am, but also somebody else. When I came up with aggressive, it stands for actively giving, righteously executing, and sincerely vigorous. Anybody can do that. You know, from a small child doing a good deed or holding the door for someone, or to having somebody pump gas for somebody else. Anybody can do that. Aggressive Clothing is a company that I started to try to be able to give back to local vets, first responders, and law enforcement. My grandfather and 7 other brothers of his were all in the Navy. They were in Pearl Harbor, and this was my way to be able to give back, whether it be doing charitable donations or networking, helping them get jobs, anything I can do to help.
Side, Delgado throwing deep along the far side, knocked away at the last second by Hudson Clement, incomplete along that far sideline. Trying to get that one to the tight end, Dylan Painter, who had a catch earlier in this drive for 12 yards.
When you say that third quarter went by really fast, this fourth quarter is probably going to go by a lot faster.
Yeah, it is a running clock from here on out.
Well, that's unless, Washington can score and make the deficit under 35, right?
Yeah, you'd be looking at an injury, and there are a couple of other scenarios, but otherwise, for the most part, that clock will wind. So it will bring up a 4th down, really about 4 as they set it down right on that 49. I said 5 a moment ago. You may call it a long 4, short 5. They will go for it with that full house kind of backfield, and it's Delgado who's able to drag a tackler ahead to the 45-yard line. Good, strong run for the sophomore. He's going to pick up the first.
This is the kind of drive Washington needs for their confidence. I kind of mentioned that a few minutes ago, back in the third quarter, but just continue to drag out these drives, put some kind of points on the board, and it will give you confidence going into next week.
Absolutely. Next week for this team, well, actually, next week
they'll have a bye week.
I was going to say the bye, but still, that
it'd be a better feeling going into a bye, especially because you came into this game knowing the odds were slim to none that you're going to be able to upset Martinsburg.
Yeah, you knew this was an uphill climb coming in, and you've come in and 48-0, not what you would like it to be, but putting together some drives, making some plays happen. As you said, some things to build on going into that off week. Handoff Meisenzahl on 1st down and 10. He manages to slip through a hole before being stood up.
Ball's
and
out.
The football got taken away. I didn't hear a whistle down that far side with the ball. Is that Hudson Clement making his way towards the goal line? And yes, Hudson Clement will have the touchdown. So they stood him up. No whistle had blown. They took the football away from him, and he'll go unofficially about 55 yards for the score.
We got a Washington player down just about the 44-yard line of Washington. He's getting up now, but clock did stop there for a moment.
Wow. 55-yard return for touchdown.
Did he just strip it?
Yeah,
I got to go back and watch this.
It looks like, yeah, he literally just took that football away.
Okay, we have a second chance here on the...
So the clock is stopped after the score, 9:31 left in this one. And that ends what was the longest drive. That was the 12th play of this possession. And it ends up being a turnover, the first major turnover for either team. Extra point up and good. Terwilliger puts it through, and with 9:31 remaining, we take a break. Martinsburg in front, 55-0.
Hi, I'm Annette McDonald, and I am the designer at Orsini's in Martinsburg, West Virginia. We welcome you into our store to show you a complete line of what we do here. We design your cabinetry, quartz countertops, granite countertops, hardware, anything for the full remodel of your kitchen and your home needs. We also do bathrooms, and we have flooring available too. We make sure that your project with Orsini's is the best in the market. Welcome to Orsini's.
Orsini's.com. A reputation for caring, a legacy of service. At Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations, it's been our story since 1880. A family-owned business, we support the needs and wishes of families. We offer traditional services, as well as many options for cremation, customized remembrances, and pre-planning. Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations retains its family atmosphere and stays true to its roots. Contact us for advanced planning, or at your time of loss. We're here when you need us.
Brent Terwilliger tees it up at the 42-yard left, kicking off after the 55-yard fumble return touchdown for Hudson Clement and the Bulldogs. Kick a bouncer along that far side, taken around the 11-yard line. Making his way up the field is Vrobel. Started to his left, cut back to his right, and gets out close to the 25. And an injured Washington player down, suffering with a cramp. Teammate helping him out. I believe that's Delgado, and it is. Good grief. That young man will need the hot tub at the end of this one. He has had himself a good game in a tough setting against a very good Bulldog team. So from their own 25, now 1st and 10 coming for Washington. With 9 minutes on a now running clock after the ball is set. That last possession, 12 plays before the ball was stripped. We believe it was Braden Herring, who is a 6-foot junior defensive back, who did the stripping.
Stood him up and stripped him.
There you go.
Came from behind, and it looked really like Meisenzahl was turned around. I believe it was Meisenzahl. He was turned around, and he was facing the opposite side, facing as a defender would face.
Murphy Clement able to grab that football, and down the sideline he went. Well, the snap goes back. That's Austin Sharp out there at quarterback, and Martinsburg jumped. +5, the encroachment penalty. And for the Bulldogs, as we look back through, tough night with 13 penalties for 83 yards. 1st and 5 coming with a football now out to the 30, still in Washington territory. Down to 8 minutes on a running fourth quarter clock. If you missed it there at halftime, we talked about how Martinsburg is looking to improve to 14-0 in this series. The average score in the series has been 55-5. What do we have on the scoreboard right now? 55-0 Martinsburg. Snap is back. Sharp rolling far side. Hit from behind, taken down. May have gotten a yard out to the 26-yard line, but that was it.
Yeah, I mean, it just sucks for Washington because you look on the sideline and there's like nobody on the sideline.
Yeah.
We talked about that earlier. There's just not a lot of players in their program, but it's just the difference. Looking down to Martinsburg's sideline and looking across to the Washington sideline.
My apologies. That's actually a loss for 4. I had failed to mark in my brain the 5-yard penalty. So that's actually a loss of 4. So set it back to that 26-yard line. And after a 1st and 5, it will now bring up a 2nd and 9. Timeout on the field. And that gives us a chance to remind you our fourth quarter presented on TV 10 by Chris Ross and Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams. Buying or selling a home? Call Chris Ross at 304-579-7349 or go to callchrisross.com. Also presented by the Skinner Law Firm, injury and consumer rights lawyers. Phone 304-245-6613 or find them online at skinnerfirm.com. Martinsburg ready to pick up win number 67 in their last 68 games, win number 140 in their last 148 games. Dating back to the beginning of that 2010 season, and let's make it 68 out of 69 here at home against West Virginia opponents. Action back underway. Snap goes back. Austin Sharp turning the corner on the right side. Wow, hit, driven out of bounds. Mark him at the 25, and I think he's going to lose another yard. Boy, a whole host of Bulldogs over there. I'm not sure who was the one that was going to get credit for it, but I see an Aiden Kreider who came from that far sideline at the end of that play. It's going to be a loss, and we'll bring up a now 3rd down and 10. Just 4 of 11 on 3rd down conversion attempts are these Washington Patriots.
Congratulations to Jay Wood. Jay Wood, the winner of the 50-50 raffle.
Play clock down to 12. Game clock down to 6:46. Washington on a bye next week. Will then go to Preston on the 15th. Snap goes back, and there's that jump pass again over the middle, and it goes incomplete. How's Delgado back in there, toughing it out despite the cramps. He tried the jump pass over the middle that was successful in their last possession, but incomplete here.
Making it 4th down with 10 yards to go for a first.
So he's now 1 for 4 for 12 yards. Just 4 of 12 on 3rd down conversions. And you imagine the punting unit comes on with 6 minutes left, or do you go for it in this situation from your own 25?
Looks like the punting unit is coming on the field.
Because he is $600 richer tonight. Stephen Pritt back to punt for Washington.
It is Stephen Pritt just checking, who will be in to punt it away, awaiting that snap back at the 10. Whoa, barely gets back to him. He drops it. He picks it up. He punches it out of there. And it takes a nice Washington roll, but then grabbed by a Bulldog player at about the 41-yard line. Breaking through tackles down the far sideline to the 10, to the 5, and into the end zone for the Martinsburg Bulldog touchdown. Goes. Let's wait and see. I'm looking for the number. I believe that's a 3-4. Yep, Avion Blackwood, the 5'11 junior, grabbed that one on the bounce, eluded a couple of players, got to the far sideline, and takes it 41 yards for the score.
Wow. Could not handle the snap and had to just get it away and basically just sent it right to him. Sent it right to him.
Only about 16 yards on that bouncing punt, and then returned 41 yards for a score. They stopped the clock after the score. And Terwilliger for the PAT, able to put that one up and through. So let's take a break. Again, a 60-second timeout, and then we return. 5:32 left in this one, 62-0 Martinsburg.
Remember when you were a little kid and saw your first deer?
Oh, how cute.
As an adult, maybe you've had a different experience.
Where'd that come from?
Bambi mess up your dream machine? Call Cody's Auto Body today at 304-901-4777 and get the work done right the first time. Cody's Auto Body, 851 Wilston Street in Martinsburg, has a team of auto body professionals with a lifetime of experience putting your ride back together again, regardless of how it got that way. Cody's Auto Body.
Whether you're heading to a high school, college, or professional football game, Johnny's has all your tailgating go-tos. Delicious wings, meatballs, shrimp, burgers, and dogs. Plus, Johnny's has everything you need to serve it all up. Party trays, utensils, plates, cups, and more. Stop by either of our two great locations, 1456 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, and Route 11 South in Chambersburg.
In the third quarter, it's Spring Valley 6.
Well, Martinsburg with a defensive touchdown and now a special teams touchdown. And the ensuing kickoff coming down to the return man. That's Robel along the far side. Numbers at about the 6-yard line. Races up across the far side. Hash marks to the 15 and 20 and then gets taken down there. Markham close to the 21 and the clock will continue to wind. Under 5 minutes left in this one. This Martinsburg offense, Spencer, in the second half has run a grand total of 4 plays, covered 57 yards, and has had the football for just a minute and 26 seconds.
That's crazy. That's just, I feel like that's just a stat that only Martinsburg can have.
Yeah, definitely different. That is for sure. First down and 10 from their own 22. Yeah, Washington, 1, 2, 3. This will be their 4th second half possession to Martinsburg's 1. They have punted, and then Martinsburg has returned a stripped fumble for a touchdown and a punt for a touchdown. On first down and 10, pair of backs in the backfield awaiting that snap. There it goes. That's Delgado again over top of the right side of the line. Pushes forward out to the 25-yard line, and that should be a gain of about 3.
Timeout on the field.
Yeah, we do have a timeout for Martinsburg, stopping that clock with 4:14 to play. We'll keep it here and give you a reminder that the MHS Fall Luncheon is coming up. It's the Alumni Luncheon on Saturday, October 23rd at 1 p.m. at the Holiday Inn on Foxcroft Avenue in Martinsburg. Cost is $20 a person. You can get your choice of grilled chicken on salad greens or roast turkey and brie croissant. Soup and dessert also are included. You can pick up your $20 ticket at Flowers Unlimited, the Martinsburg Public Library, Patterson's, or by contacting Dale Hicks at 304-676-6969. Hey, a quick shout out at the end of this one to John Alderton, one of our regular camera guys.
We did. We also gave him one on Tuesday.
Yeah, thank you to his wife Patrice as well. Prayers to them, to Patty and the family with the passing of Bill Ring. That is John's father-in-law. And a shout out, hey, how about Juwan Green, the former Bulldog? Yeah. He is on the active roster for the Atlanta Falcons for a second straight week.
So
he is against the Washington football team this weekend.
I was about to say, if you want to listen to that game, it'll be on the airwaves of Talk Radio WRNR.
Second down and about 7 from the 25-yard line as action is back underway. Meisenzahl this time on the carry. He's going to lose a yard as he gets hit and driven backwards. They'll mark him at the 24, and so it brings up a 3rd down and 8. Not much doing that time for Meisenzahl, who's at -9 yards on 6 carries. Been a tough night for him. 24 carries, 69 yards. Pretty good night for Rodrigo Delgado. He goes to the sideline and brings that play in. Battling some cramps here late, but continuing to gut it out. 3.5 minutes left. 62-0 Martinsburg. It's all cosmetic from here. For Washington, you'd love to get some points. Martinsburg has had 7 shutouts in the series, including 4 in a row. If they don't score, it'll be the 5th straight shutout. A little inside reverse handoff, and that is Robel on the carry. They got the Bulldog defense moving right. Robel took the inside handoff, a scissors-type play, coming back here to the left, and he's across the 40 and out to the 45, make it the 46-yard line, and that may be their best play of the night.
And that's the kind of things that the wing T single wing will throw at you, is the scissoring and cutting back and cutting back one way, going the other way. That's the kind of things that kind of offense brings to you. And if you're Washington, just take these plays as they are. Gives you some confidence going into your off week, knowing that you can at least convert some plays on one of the best teams in the state.
Down to 2.5 minutes remaining. In our post-game show, we'll have a recap of the scoring. We'll hear from head coach Britt Sherman of the Bulldogs. We'll run some numbers and hand out some post-game awards. We have a jump by the Bulldog defensive front. As one of the defensive linemen right over top of the football, too. Fell for the cadence, did not watch the football. That'll be a +5. Nick Verzolini then will be standing by back at the studio with our Extra Point post-game scoreboard show, telling us what's happened around the EPAC and the state of West Virginia. 88 yards on 14 penalties unofficially for Martinsburg. First down and 5 coming as the ball is now at the 49 in Martinsburg territory.
Yeah, he'll give you an update on that Spring Valley Huntington game. Great game in the third quarter still.
Snap goes back, and there's a handoff. And Meisenzahl looking for room, and there's none. That's Herring to help make that stop. He had that strip earlier. Nice effort by him. Also on that inside at the bottom of the pile looked to be Will Bass. Yeah, the 5'10", 210-pound sophomore offensive and defensive lineman, Will Bass, helping to make that stop.
Colin down there on the sideline getting a great shot of the Bulldog mascot down there, the actual Bulldog.
Good-looking pup.
Yeah.
Loss of 1 back to the midfield stripe, so we'll call it a second down, about 6.
55 and counting.
Snap back. Delgado rolling to his right, wants to throw and will not be able to. Man, that's Herring again. Boy, he is having himself a game, and coming in to ultimately get what will be marked as a sack is Braden Schaffner. Shout out. 6 foot, 230-pound senior getting that sack. That is, back to the 43-yard line, so that's a loss of about 7.
They'll probably just let one more play and it'll run out.
Yeah, third down and 13 now.
15 seconds now and counting.
From their own 43 down to 12. Snap goes back. I believe that's Delgado pushing his way forward. Gets back to that midfield stripe. Mark him down to that 48 of Martinsburg. And as you said, that should do it. Gain of about 9 on that final play. And, the clock has struck zeros. And Martinsburg will get the victory by the final score of 62-0. We will get an opportunity to hear from Britt Sherman when we get into our post-game show. Right now, we'll send it back to the studio, take a 2-minute time out. It's West Virginia High School football on Talk Radio, WRNR TV 10.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg has a brand new list of daily specials. Monday, stop on in for burger night or enjoy a nice juicy steak every Tuesday and Wednesday. The Palace Lounge also offers freshly steamed shrimp Thursdays and chef specials every Friday and Saturday. Sunday is all-day breakfast, and there are drink specials daily too. So come enjoy the Palace Lounge. You can find them on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard.
At the Berkeley County Health Department, our motto is prevent, promote, protect. Since 1935, our mission has been to provide clinical and environmental services to protect the health of the general public. We're committed to building public health in our community by offering a wide range of services, including blood pressure screening, breast and cervical screening, family planning, counseling, lab testing, and more. We perform health inspections to make sure the restaurants you visit are clean, and we prepare and coordinate plans to respond to all hazards. The Berkeley County Health Department, 122 Waverly Court, Martinsburg.
Looking to buy a home in the Eastern Panhandle? Having trouble getting your house sold? Then call Chris Ross and the Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams. A Martinsburg High School graduate, Chris knows the local market, and he's proven it as the #1 real estate team in West Virginia in 2019. Milestone Real Estate Group at Keller Williams. Phone 304-579-7349 or go to callchrisross.com. Let's celebrate your real estate milestone together.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move, mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent in Martinsburg is Smallwood & Small Insurance. Get a quote at smallwoodandsmall.com.
Erie Insurance.
We welcome you back into Coburn Field. It will be a happy homecoming dance and celebration for Martinsburg High School and the Bulldogs as Martinsburg gets the victory tonight by that final score of 62-0. Along with Spencer Dupuis, I'm Matt Miller. Thanks to our camera operators, Harry Brown, along with Isaiah Horner. Welcome to the team, guys.
Yeah, I was about to say, shout out to them.
Yep.
Got a shout out from the mogul himself, Mike Hornby, said to say they were doing a great job. So,
all right, Colin McLaughlin down on that sideline.
If you can get a shout out from the mogul your first event, I think you're doing well.
Doing well. Colin's looking forward to talking with head coach Britt Sherman in just a moment. Donna Schaffner is our on-site producer. Nick Verzolini, our engineer, back at the studio. Martinsburg had 7 possessions in this football game and scored on all 7. Spencer, how weird is the second half? Martinsburg ran 4 offensive plays. They got the football at the 10:09 mark of quarter number 3 after holding Washington to a 3-and-out on the first possession of the second half, and the Bulldogs went 57 yards in a minute and 26 seconds, ran 4 plays, took a 48-0 lead with a 14-yard touchdown pass from Murphy Clement to Hudson Clement, and never got the football back as the defense got a score on a Hudson Clement 55-yard fumble return touchdown, and then special teams got on the board as it was a punt return touchdown for Avion Blackwood, and well, that's your final 62-0.
I think that's something only Martinsburg can do.
Yeah, it's amazing, that's for sure. All right, Colin's standing by. Let's send it down. He's got Coach Sherman.
Thank you, Spencer. And down here, Sherman, congrats on the win. A big one tonight, a statement one on homecoming tonight. What's it mean to you and your team?
Just the guys having fun. Just had a really good time. You know, a lot of effort. Just flying around, having fun, and, scoring a lot of points, getting a win.
Yeah, it was all cylinders, offense, defense, special teams. Who stood out to you specifically, though?
I mean, Hudson Clement, he scored a couple touchdowns when receiving and then gets a fumble recovery. I think Braden Herring, who's a kid that, hadn't been able to play because of some issues and stuff, stuck it out and got a good fumble strip there toward the end, and then Hudson gets the recovery and takes it in. But they did good. But, Murphy, Hudson, Roman Pearson had a really good run there in the first half. Jacob Barrett's doing a really good job for us, both sides of the ball. Those guys up front, all the linemen doing a really good job too. So, I mean, it was a concerned effort. Everybody did a really good job tonight.
I heard there in the team huddle before you broke, you were saying focus. What exactly you want them focusing on up until next week?
Well, I mean, we have a really big game next week with an Ohio school, and, we know how good Ohio football is. And those guys a little bit when you do things like that, and it's big-time football. So, we've went into Virginia, and now we're traveling to Ohio, and we're going to see how we stack up.
All right, thank you, Coach, again. Congrats on the win. Back up to you guys, press box.
All right, thank you very much. Great job down on the sideline. Colin McLaughlin talking with Britt Sherman as he improves to 11-1 as the Bulldog head coach in Martinsburg now 6-0 on the season, heading into a tough road game next week before a couple of home games on October 15th and 22nd, and then closing out the regular season on the 29th of October at Spring Valley. And then right now, the way it is going, Looks like there'll be some playoff games right here at Coburn Field. For the Washington Patriots, tough loss tonight. They will fall to 2-4 on the season. They head into a bye week before they will play at Preston, home against Musselman, on the road at Hampshire, and then closing it out against a very good Jefferson Cougar football team. So Martinsburg gets the win, the, 5th consecutive shutout in this series, and the 8th overall shutout, and improving to 14-0 all-time against Washington. Martinsburg with the victory by the final of 62-0. Hey, our post-game show brought to you by the Palace Lounge on Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg. They have a full lunch and dinner menu with daily specials and a clean, comfortable atmosphere. Check out the menu on the Palace Lounge Facebook page. We'll run some numbers when we come back. It's West Virginia High School football on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV 10.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars, too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
If you're in an accident, the first thing that you have to do is call 911. You have to get medical care immediately.
The next thing you need to do is call us. When you hire us at the Skinner Law Firm, what we do is we are going to investigate your case, and we're going to lay out the options that you have, all at no cost to you.
We will use all of our resources and all of our experience to get you what you deserve. That's what we mean by treating you like family.
A reputation for caring, a legacy of service. At Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations, it's been our story since 1880. A family-owned business, we support the needs and wishes of families. We offer traditional services, as well as many options for cremation, customized remembrances, and pre-planning. Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations retains its family atmosphere and stays true to its roots. Contact us for advanced planning, or at your time of loss. We're here when you need us.
You need to keep your vehicle in good working order, but car and truck repairs can be very costly. Bears Repair in Martinsburg performs all kinds of auto repairs at prices most often well below their competition. Bears Repair offers tune-ups, oil change and lubrication, small and large engine and transmission repair, wheel balancing, front-end alignment, exhaust system replacement, air conditioning checks, auto inspections, and new tires. Stop by for a free estimate at Bears Repair, 904 Winchester Avenue in Martinsburg, phone 262-0208. Bears Repair.
Back again here at Coburn Field. Time to take a look at some of the final numbers from this one. Our post-game stats are brought to you by Dynamark Atlantic Security, reminding you, don't be a statistic. Protect your family, home, and business with the local alarm professionals at Dynamark Atlantic Security. Wow, where do we begin? Let's begin with the Bulldog defense and the Washington offense.
I feel like you say that every week.
It's always tough because do you want the impressive offensive numbers or the impressive defensive numbers?
Hard.
So let's start with the defensive side as Martinsburg pitches their 5th consecutive shutout in this series. In the first half, we had Washington running 26 plays for 32 yards. In the second half, 50 yards on 24 plays. So 50 total plays, 82 total yards for the Washington Patriots. And they end up with 13 passing yards and 69 rushing yards. They were 5 of 14 on third down conversions, 2 of 5 on fourth down conversions. Finished the game with 7 first downs. Did not find the end zone. They punted a good bit tonight, turned it over on downs a couple of times. Had 1 turnover, and that fumble was returned for a touchdown. And they also had a special teams touchdown given up as Martinsburg returned a punt 41 yards for a score. So dominating effort by the Bulldogs in this one. Hey, great effort tonight for Rodrigo Delgado, the sophomore starting quarterback. 26 carries, 71 yards to pace this offense. 1 of 4 passing for 12 yards. 7 carries minus 10. Tough night for Tyler Meisenzahl. Just 1 carry for 22 yards for Joseph Vrobel. 5 carries minus 7 yards for Austin Sharp. Sharp did not throw the ball in the second half, but in the first half, Sharp did complete one of 2 passes for just 1 yard, rounding out some of their totals. 4 carries, 8 yards in the ball game for the sophomore Grant Clark. All right, now to the Martinsburg Bulldogs. In the first half, 26 plays, 387 yards. In the second half, 4 plays, 62 yards. So Martinsburg ran 30 plays, 20 fewer plays than Washington in this one, and yet had 449 yards. So if you do the math, that's an average of almost 15 yards per play from the line of scrimmage tonight for Martinsburg. All right, the Dogs, let's see if we divide that up, add 14 more to what was the first half, as I'm still trying to get some of these numbers together. That was 240. That's 254 passing yards on the night. And if you subtract that from the 449, you're looking at rushing yards of about 195 for the Bulldogs. They were 3 of 4 on third down conversions. Martinsburg 1 for 1 on fourth down conversions. We had them at 16 first downs, and they scored on all 7 of their offensive possessions. Murphy Clement, 4 of 5, 46 yards. He would throw for a couple of touchdowns while running for another. He had 2 carries for 97 yards. 5 carries, 33 yards for Xavion Kendall. 3 carries for 62 yards and a touchdown for Hudson Clements. Ezra Bajent, 9 of 13 for 208 and 3 passing touchdowns in that first half. Never took a snap in the second half as Murphy Clement ran that only second half possession. And let's see, 4 carries, 22 yards. Nope, I mentioned Xavion Kendall. So rounding it out, a carry for 3 yards for Eric King. I'm going to save these numbers for our player of the game. So I'm just going to hold off until our next segment because I think this is going to be the telling tale. I haven't talked to you about this, so Spencer and I are going to arm wrestle during the break because I think he's got somebody in mind, and if it's not the same guy, we'll fight it out on the air when we come back. So there you go. I mean, that's just some of the numbers in this one. A dominating night for Martinsburg in a 62-0 win. Stats brought to you by Dynamark Atlantic Security, reminding you, don't be a statistic. Protect your family, home, and business with the local alarm professionals at Dynamark Atlantic Security. Give Ben Copenhaver a call at 304-671-2158. One more 2-minute timeout. We come back and give out some awards and wrap up our portion of the postgame before.
And I guess maybe fight.
Well, we'll find out what happens. Where's Harry? Bring the camera up on the shoulder and let's see what happens. All right, we'll be back after this. West Virginia high school football right here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Over? It's not over until we say it's over. Was it over when the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor? No!
After an eternity in the cold trenches filled with the sinew of flesh.
When the going gets tough, the tough get going.
Men have to dig down deep and grab a hold of anything they can for motivation. Rock's Coffee, a great pick-me-upper.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move, mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent in Martinsburg is Smallwood & Small Insurance. Get a quote at smallwoodandsmall.com.
Erie Insurance.
Mark your calendar for October 15th, 16th, and 17th and plan to join us for the 42nd Annual Mountain State Apple Harvest Festival. Modified from its traditional schedule, this year's Apple Harvest Festival will feature many exciting family-friendly outdoor events for the entire community to enjoy. The Mountain State Apple Harvest Festival, sponsored by BCT, invites you to like us on Facebook and follow along for all the details of this year's 3-day event. MSAHF.com.
Mayhem is everywhere.
I'm your new bangs, and you can't stop staring at me. That's it. Just tilt the rearview mirror over here. And while you're checking me out more times than a library book, your car is wandering into that lane over there. More bangs. Neat. And if you've got cut rate insurance, you could be paying for this yourself. So get Allstate.
Call Martinsburg Allstate agent Gary Kelly today at 304-221-4600. 304-263-4596.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Whether you're heading to a high school, college, or professional football game, Johnny's has all your tailgating go-tos. Delicious wings, meatballs, shrimp, burgers, and dogs. Plus, Johnny's has everything you need to serve it all up. Party trays, utensils, plates, cups, and more. Stop by either of our 2 great locations, 1456 Winchester Avenue in Martinsburg and Route 11 South in Chambersburg.
Nothing goes better with football than chicken. From Pee Wee to the big boys to the wing T formation. Oh my, fumbling, bumbling, stumbling.
Omaha!
Rock's local market.
Mayhem is everywhere.
I'm your new bangs, and you can't stop staring at me. That's it. Just tilt the rearview mirror over here. And while you're checking me out more times than a library book, your car is wandering into that lane over there. More bangs? Neat. And if you've got cut rate insurance, you could be paying for this yourself. So get Allstate.
Call Martinsburg Allstate agent Gary Kelly today at 304-263-4596.
We welcome you back to the W. Harley Miller Systems pregame show. We
Ollie's VIP Northside is the best local spot to catch all of your favorite high school, college, and pro sports, or to hang out with friends. Ollie's has a great beer and cocktail menu, along with a food menu that will blow you away. Ollie's offers multiple TVs to watch the game of your choice from anywhere at the bar, or their outdoor patio with cornhole and fire pit. So stop by and see for yourself today at 36 Veronica Drive in Martinsburg. That's Ollie's VIP Northside. We'll see you for the game.
Mayhem is everywhere.
I'm your new bangs, and you can't stop staring at me. That's it. Just tilt the rearview mirror over here. And while you're checking me out more times than a library book, your car is wandering into that lane over there. More bangs? Neat. And if you've got cut rate insurance, you could be paying for this yourself. So get Allstate.
Call Martinsburg Allstate agent Gary Kelly today at 304-263-4596.
The Mid-Atlantic Group has been serving the area's insurance needs for 40 years. We are an independent insurance agency, therefore we can offer insurance from many insurance companies, find the right coverage at the right price with easy payment plan. Located at 201 West Martin Street in Martinsburg, the Mid-Atlantic Group is easily accessible from Morgan, Jefferson, and Berkeley County. To set up an appointment with a local insurance professional, give them a call today at 304-267-8989. That's the Mid-Atlantic Group at 201 West Martin Street in Martinsburg. Let them help insure you today.
This is Ben Copenhaver, your local alarm professional at Dynamark Atlantic Security. Did you know that home break-ins are 6% more likely during the day? That's right. The bad guys know when you're away, and they are smarter than you think. Dynamark Atlantic Security has the security solutions for you. Don't commit the error when the game is on the line. Phone me today at 304-671-2158 to learn how to play good defense against the bad guys. Dynamark Atlantic Security. Call today at 304-671-2158.
W. Harley Miller Systems understands the need and desire for reliable and affordable smart home solutions. Secure your home with a security system and keep a close eye on your family. Automate your home with a Control4 system and have smart technology work as one. Set daily schedules to control your thermostats. Push a button and set the mood for dinner by dimming lights and playing music, or just sit back and enjoy a movie in your own home theater. Put decades of experience to work for you. Visit us at whmsystems.com or call 304-350-1931.
Ollie's VIP Northside is the best local spot to catch all of your favorite high school, college, and pro sports, or to hang out with friends. Ollie's has a great beer and cocktail menu, along with a food menu that will blow you away. Ollie's offers multiple TVs to watch the game of your choice from anywhere at the bar, or their outdoor patio with cornhole and fire pit. So stop by and see for yourself today at 36 Veronica Drive in Martinsburg. That's Ollie's VIP Northside. We'll see you for the game.
Erie Insurance says here's to the grown-ups who move, mortgage, mow, and still bust a move. But does your home insurance still fit? Erie helps you protect the home you've grown into, all at fair prices that are often less than the other guys. So how do you find the right coverage? Magic. Nope. Local independent agents who get to know you like this.
Your local Erie agent in Martinsburg is Smallwood & Small Insurance. Get a quote at smallwoodandSmall.com.
Erie Insurance.
Home helpers of the Eastern Panhandle, making.
All right, we do welcome you back in here to Coburn Field. Our apologies, technical difficulties as, well, the unit that keeps us on the air took us off the air.
I think the unit's ready to go to bed.
It shut down a little early on us, and so we're able to get that back up and operational. Thank you for staying with us so you could tune in as Spencer and I hash out the WVU Medicine player of the game. All right, your call. Who are you going with and why?
Well, 92-yard score was the electrifying play by Murphy Clement, and he did a bunch tonight. So I got to give it to Murphy Clement.
All right, you're wrong.
No, I'm right.
No, you're not even close.
Matt, I'm right. Murphy Clement, 92 yards.
92 yards was nice. He did throw for a couple of touchdowns.
Yes,
he had himself a good game. However, Hudson Clement had 7 catches for 105 yards and 3 receiving touchdowns, added 3 carries for 62 yards and a rushing touchdown on an end around, and then added the 55-yard fumble recovery touchdown down the far sideline. So you're talking about 167 all-purpose yards receiving and running, add in 55 more, and you're talking about being well over 200 yards total in this game and 5 touchdowns. No way it can go to anybody outside of what Hudson Clement did in this one.
Can we just rename this to the WVU Medicine Clement players of the game?
But not players. Again, I give credit to Murphy, but Murphy, you're coming in a close second this time around. Hudson Clement has to be today's player of the game. That's brought to you by WVU Medicine Berkeley and Jefferson Medical Centers, leading healthcare here and everywhere. All right, Washington on a bye next week before they will take on Preston for the Martinsburg Bulldogs. They're off next Friday night, but that's because they play on Saturday. That game will be just outside of Cleveland in a place called Painesville, Ohio, against Riverside. They're 4-2 coming into play tonight. I was checking out a little bit on them earlier today, so they are off to a good start to the season. It'll be a nice test for Martinsburg on the road.
It will definitely be a nice test for Martinsburg on the road, and they're the Kings of Virginia. They're going to play a great team in Ohio. Can they take Ohio too?
Find out.
Also,
next
programming note.
Saturday at 1 o'clock.
12 p.m.
Pregame.
Only on TV 10, Comcast Channel 10, and WRNR TV on YouTube. We have our Mountaineers contract that we have to fulfill.
There it is. So the Mountaineers will be on the radio side. But Friday night we'll have more football.
EPAC action.
Yeah, don't think we're taking the night off. Next Friday night we'll have Musselman visiting Hedgesville. And we'll know more about how those teams are faring coming up as Nick Verzolini will have our Extra Point post-game scoreboard show, letting us know how the EPAC teams did tonight, as well as other key matchups from around the Mountain State. So stay tuned for that. That's going to wrap it up from here at Coburn Field. Thanks to my partner, Spencer Dupuis. Our camera operators, great job for the first time out, guys. Harry Brown and Isaiah Horner. Colin McLaughlin down on the sidelines. Donna Schaffner, our on-site producer. Nick Verzolini back at the studio. Davis Moore, athletic director here at Martinsburg. Thank you for all the help and support with our broadcast coverage. And thanks to Bill Harper providing us with stats. Coach Simpson providing us with the stats for the Washington Patriots. Coach Harper with the Martinsburg Bulldogs. All right, I'm Matt Miller reminding you final in this one. Martinsburg shuts out Washington 62-0. Until next week. So long, everyone.
Carpal tunnel syndrome affects 13 million Americans and left untreated can cause long-term debilitation. WVU Medicine Jefferson Medical Center recently became the first hospital in the region to offer carpal tunnel release with ultrasound guidance using the new Sonex Health SX1 microknife. CTR surgery is an outpatient procedure and most patients return to normal activities within 3 to 6 days. For more info, contact WVU Medicine Board Certified Orthopedic Surgeon Brad Wright at 304-725-2663.
When will I be able to retire? How do I make the most of the money I have? How do I leave a lasting legacy to my loved ones? I'm Philip McCoy, financial advisor with the Mirius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. Call us today at 304-263-4343 to help you make the most of your financial future. Our office is located at 1270 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC.
Hi, this is Lauren from Orsini's right here in Martinsburg. Grilling is not just for the boys. We are a Platinum Traeger dealer carrying the Pro Series all the way up to the Timberline Series. We have every flavor of wood pellets along with accessories, rubs, sauces. Not just Traeger, we carry Utz, Meat Church, Lanes, and Dizzy Pig. We also carry a full line of Yeti products. Orsini's has everything to complete your backyard. Visit us at 360 Hack Wilson Way or at
Orsinis.com. Whether you're heading to a high school, college, or professional football game, Johnny's has all your tailgating go-tos. Delicious wings, meatballs, shrimp, burgers, and dogs. Plus, Johnny's has everything you need to serve it all up. Party trays, utensils, plates, cups, and more. Stop by either of our two great locations, 1456 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, and Route 11 South in Chambersburg.
I'll go into your post-game scoreboard update here as Martinsburg getting the win tonight over Washington, 62-0. Nick Verzolini here with your scoreboard update from around the state of West Virginia. South Hagerstown falling to Jefferson. They remain undefeated with a 64-0 win in that one. Hedgesville defeats Spring Mills 20-7. And Musselman falling on the road at Morgantown 34-7. So the Applemen continuing to have kind of a rough stretch as of late for them. But some other scores from around the Mountain State, the big game in the southern part of the state, Huntington and Spring Valley. The Highlanders just got a safety to take a 9-6 lead now, or continue the lead. It was 7-6 after a Curtis Jones touchdown run, but a safety makes it 9-6 Huntington. Again, that game started at 7:30, so in the final few moments in that one, Highlanders looking to remain in that number one spot and beat Spring Valley. Some other games from around the state. Princeton over Woodrow Wilson right now, 21-7 in the fourth quarter. Cabell Midland beats up on Oak Hill, 56-16. George Washington, South Charleston, that one tied up at 7 in the fourth quarter. Roane County beating Ripley tonight, 44-7. Marietta and Brooke tied at 14, last updated in the third. Raceland, Kentucky beats Lincoln County 38-6. Hedgesville, as we mentioned, with the win over Spring Mills 20-7. Bridgeport over East Fairmont 46-7. Parkersburg leading Hurricane in the fourth quarter 22-21. Riverside over St. Albans tonight 14-7. We'll then go to AA. Northern Garrett, Maryland beats number 1 Kaiser 34-19. Lincoln, though, number 2 in AA with the win over Lewis County 21-6. Herbert Hoover over Chapmanville 55-7. Poca over Sissonville 34-6. Mountain Ridge over Frankfort 48-13. Liberty Raleigh beats Wayne 30-22. Greenbrier East 20-0 over Mingo Central. Logan over Nitro 19-0. North Marion over Preston 31-12. Oak Glen beats Berkeley Springs in a shootout, or leading Berkeley Springs in a shootout 53-31. Liberty Harrison beating Braxton County 29-26. Grafton beats up on Elkins 46-13. Clay County and Philip Barber in a good one, 14-12. Last update there. James Monroe beating Pikeview 54-14. Westside beats Shady Springs tonight 34-20. And finally, in Class A, some good games going on there as well. East Hardy with a shutout over Pocahontas County 38-0. Doddridge County 34-0 over Ritt County. Cameron beating Trinity of Morgantown 22-13 in the fourth quarter. Independence leading Summers County 56-7. Ritchie County over Ravenswood 46-14. Nicholas County beating Midland Trail 26-6. Clay Battelle over Hancock, Maryland 41-0 the final in that one. Mountain View beating Sherman, an upset there 18-6. Greenbrier West over Meadow Bridge 39-12. Williamstown falling to St. Mary's in the fourth quarter 13-10. Wheeling Central beats Weir 54-21. Van, a 20-0 win over Montcalm. Man, the Hillbillies, a 20-6 win over Buffalo. Union Local of Ohio beating Magnolia tonight 26-23. In that one, Tucker County over Pendleton County 14-0. Tigris Valley over Richwood 34-16. And the rest of the scores around the state, I don't have a score for you, so won't be able to provide an update. Tune in tomorrow. Shepherd taking on its Interstate 81 rivals, Shippensburg. Travis Smith and I will have the call. That's a noon kickoff for Division II college football. 11:30 pregame show here on TV 10. So make sure to tune into that one. That does it for me here from the studio, and that does it for this broadcast. Again, Martinsburg with this 62-0 win over Washington. So enjoy the rest of your night, and that does it for me. I'm Nick Verzoli.
When will I be able to retire? How do I make the most of the money I have? How do I leave a lasting legacy to my loved ones? I'm Philip McCoy, financial advisor with the Mirius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. Call us today at 304-263-4343 to help you make the most of your financial future. Our office is located at 1270 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC.
W. Harley Miller Systems understands the need and desire for reliable and affordable smart home solutions. Secure your home with a security system and keep a close eye on your family. Automate your home with a Control4 system and have smart technology work as one. Set daily schedules to control your thermostats. Push a button to move dinner, bring lights and play music, or just sit back and enjoy a movie in your own home theater. Put decades of experience to work for you. Visit us at WHMsystems.com or call 304-350-1931.
This is Eric at Hagerstown Ford. Over the last decade, the way we buy things have evolved. Now, you get on your phone, click Want It, and it shows up at your front door. At Hagerstown Ford, it is that convenient. We've changed the car buying experience on the I-81 corridor forever. And with a return policy better than Walmart, there's absolutely no reason to buy a new or used car, truck, or SUV anywhere else. Just like Amazon, Hagerstown Ford will deliver the vehicle to you, where you are, and on your time. And if you don't want it, return it. No questions asked. Why waste your time at a car dealership playing the dumb back-and-forth games? Besides, we hate it more than you do. I assure you, no dealership from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C. will beat our price. No dealership from Chambersburg, Pennsylvania to Baltimore, Maryland will beat our price. And no other dealership will allow you to return it if you don't want it. Hagerstown Ford absolutely provides the best experience at the best price. Visit HagerstownFord.com to schedule your VIP experience. Click on the vehicle you want and get your new ride delivered to you at no risk. See dealer for details.
And that concludes today's postgame show. Be sure to tune in each week throughout the regular and postseason for more West Virginia high school football. Today's game has been brought to you by
Bechtel Jewelers, The Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations, Friends of Jason Barrett, Hagerstown Ford, The Mansion Ferretti Law Firm, Kelly Allstate Agency, Milestone Realty, Miller Honda, the Mid-Atlantic Group, the Mirius Group, Orsini's Home Store, the Palace Lounge, Parsons Ford, Rocks, Spring Valley Farm Market, Sunset Car Wash, the Sutton and Janelle Law Firm, Smallwood and Small Insurance, and WVU Medicine, Berkeley Medical Center, and Jefferson Medical Center.
For the best in high school, college, and NFL coverage all season long, keep it tuned in to Talk Radio WRNR Martinsburg. All rights reserved.